Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Heroes CCL. We are in week number 5 after a nice little Memorial Day break in the United States. My name is Bahamut, and today I'm joined by the lovely Grubby and McIntyre once again. McIntyre did not leave us this weekend, so we got him back once again for some wonderful food puns. But Grubby, how was your week? How are you? And are you ready for all this Heroes CCL action?
Yeah, I missed CCL last weekend, but so ready to get back into it. People have been asking when it's starting again, and here is the answer. It is now. And might I say, McIntyre, fresh look. Did you tie it back or did you have a haircut?
It's just a hair push back. Yeah, nothing. We're just leveling up a little bit. Also, no glasses today, so that's probably why the change looking a little different.
Oh, man.
You switched to lenses?
Got contacts finally.
Fancy.
Haven't had them in a while, so yeah, leveling up a little bit.
Well, what also is leveling up is our prize pool. We've actually been seeing that grow from week to week, and we can go ahead and update you on what that's looking like right now. For anyone that is wondering, 60% of the prize pool will be going to the players, as you can see the breakdown of that on the left-hand side. 40%, to be transparent with you all, does go back towards production costs, so that way we can have amazing graphics like this, as well as an amazing Heroes CCL season. And Grubby, I hear you remarking we're at $10,865. That's quite the growth since the start of season 2 of CCL.
Yeah, just every week, more support coming in from people. Thank you guys so much from the production, and I'm sure from the players as well. Almost 11,000. Maybe we'll make it tonight, but thanks for all your support. Very encouraging.
You know, it's always easy. I can always just bring Bandit up on camera. So if we hit 11,000, sure, I can easily just give him one of the treats that are laying around the desk. So maybe that's an incentivization for you, Twitch chat. But it's been a nice little off time, and in that off time, we've all been playing a lot of Here's the Storm. And I'm just curious, Mac, any thoughts going into this weekend? What expectations you have on potential heroes to be seen?
It is interesting. We had the week off, and because of that, patch just recently happened before that break, and now these teams have had some time to play on that patch, those character reworks, and kind of really get comfortable with what's happening in the meta. I think this week things will be a little more developed. We did see a lot of things stay pretty standard. The Stukov was pretty good in the support spot. We still had that Medivh Diablo combo we saw pretty often. So I expect to see things like that, but I think one character that we didn't see a lot of, and I'd love to see more of this week, is actually going to be the Vala. Most of the teams, I think, we're still trying to figure the character out. We did see her a few times, but not that many. And did she get enough in her rework to really push her ahead of the other ranged assassins in the game? Hopefully we'll see that here today.
That was a small conversation we were having as the show is about to begin, and I was agreeing as well. I was hoping to see more Vala, as there's been more time to practice with her. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings, though, and in this time, I also want to give an opportunity. Grubby, I've heard that there's some updates on some some talent bans going into this weekend.
Yeah, when we're going through the draft among the 90 heroes between these 8 teams, there will be a few talents or heroes banned. You won't be able to use Falling Sword Johanna because there is a bug where it lands twice and deals its damage twice. There's also a long-standing bug with Malfurion's Tranquility. At level 20, when it becomes Serenity, it's healing for more than it should, and therefore that upgrade cannot be picked. And the final one was Lucio, of course. His level 20 High Five is bugged. It has reduced the cooldown to 30% instead of by 30%. So you can use it more than twice as often as you were intended to use it. I've been trying around some different Lucio talents at level 20, including House Party and Summer Anthem. And even House Party is still a very valid pick. You can heal 24% more if you just heal 2 allies and yourself with your E, whatever the E is called. I forgot what the E is called, but 24% more during his burst heal it's still a very potent tool.
He's really good at amping it up. And really quickly, as we were looking at those standings, I did want to clarify one quick thing. A lot of people might be sitting there saying, wait, Simplicity, Storm, 30k, they all have the same standings. Well, there's a little bit of a split. Simplicity and Storm, they went up against each other already, and Simplicity won that matchup. So while they have a tied record, Simplicity technically is ahead, and 30k has just played less matches, so they're in that number 3 spot. Oddly enough, though, Grubby, that's really, I don't think, the biggest concern of Twitch chat right now. I think the biggest concern of Twitch chat right now is, why is there a monkey around your neck?
Well, I had to get the monkey off my back because it was just in my head all the time. So now it's on my neck.
Okay, all right.
Next logical place for it to be. Yeah.
All right.
Ready to move forward positively. So this represents my positive outlook.
Well, something else that's positive is, the new sponsor that we have for Heroes CCL. If you've all seen in Twitch chat, and you've maybe seen some of our graphics, there's a new logo, a new icon. There's that PSD logo that you're seeing every so often. And CCL is proud to be sponsored with PSD underwear. You can find the best skins for your IRL underwear game at PSD and get 20% off your order with our own special promo code of WISDOM, WISDOM. You can type !PSD in chat and get all of the details and a link to the website. This weekend, PSD is giving away 4 sets of underwear to 3 lucky winners to celebrate our new partnership. Type !giveaway in chat to get the link to be entered. And as a note, because I have seen this is not region locked. This is going to be global. This means that if you are in Norway, if you want to get yourself some awesome new underwear, or maybe if you're in Spain, or maybe you're in Portugal, maybe you're just looking for some awesome new underwear, or maybe you're here in the United States and you're trying to do the same. I've looked through a lot of the underwear, and all I got to say is there's some pizza underwear in there that I'm already itching to buy it for myself. McIntyre, I know you've basically replaced all of your underwear with PSD already.
Yeah, I think that, since the sponsorship has come in, I'm going to just announce the Twitch chat. There is no way to prove it, but when the broadcast happens, will only be wearing PSD underwear. I currently am right now. You guys obviously can't see them, but they are on, incredibly comfortable, feeling nice and secure in my chair. And that's going to be every time, every CCL broadcast, that's going to be happening. Right now, I'm rocking the Tapatio's hot sauce undies. Repping my boy Stitches. Yeah, he's out here consuming all the things. So
we'll have to see.
I just wanted to say that. Very excited about it.
We'll have to see maybe if we hit 20,000 for the prize pool, maybe we can get a modeling session or something like that from McIntyre. But let's go ahead and look at today's schedule and find out what's going to happen here on Heroes CCL. We are getting ready for our first best of 5 of the day. It's going to be Granit Gaming up against Chili Mountain, but Grubby, Oxygen versus Wildheart Esports. The 2 teams to play Cho'Gall will be closing out our second best of 5 of the weekend. Or the day.
Yeah, imagine if one of them bans Cho and then the other bans Gall, just so that they make sure both of them can't get it. That'll be so sick. But yeah, they both play it, and it should be a really good match between the two. Also excited about the first one, especially since Granit is pretty much has been the only proponent of a Stitches pick, and Stitches is all over the Nexus right now in Storm League. So we might be seeing that coming out again. 2 stellar matches.
Chili Mountain has been growing throughout Season 2 of Heroes CCL, and Granit Gaming, I would say, found their footing last weekend. While Granit Gaming did lose to, I believe, Diamond Hands, which is a very strong team, Granit Gaming was able to take 2 matches off that enemy side, and it was through the Stitches composition. So let's actually look at Granit's core roster here in Grubby. I think that there's so much potential for this team as we get into this matchup today.
Yeah, Ultralisk has just been a star player on this team, and I think Henning and Swamp Grotta have been performing great as well. Ty and Skog, I still think they have a little bit of work to do. They're doing pretty good, but just Ultralisk is shining. And Henning, when he gets Malfurion, he's really sick as well. Skog, he was fantastic on Stitches, but you need a large tank pool in order to deal with all kinds of different drafts. And I'll be curious to see if Granit can grow into that position.
Over on the other side of the battleground, McIntyre, what are your thoughts going into Week 5 for this Chili Mountain roster?
I think one thing that we noticed last week when we interviewed Cattle was actually the synergy between him and Make on this comp, and how well they're kind of jiving. When we listen to their team's comms, Make is kind of the aggressor, saying, let's fight, let's go here, let's do this, and Cattle's kind of planning out where they should be on the map, right? A boss is coming up in a minute. Maybe the objective's happening in 30 seconds. That synergy between these 2 players has really, I think, skyrocketed Chili Mountain to the top. And they're definitely on fire, right? Even though it's pretty cold where they're at, the heat is allowing them to still catch fire and really show up. I mean, taking down 30K a week before, right? This team's definitely something to look out for. And be a great game today. See if they can keep that heat.
It's been a long road and a very fun road, as I mentioned, for Chili Mountain. Their growth from season 1 to season 2 is really exponential, and I feel like Granite Gaming is kind of at that starting line, a little bit behind, but they're starting to figure themselves out a little bit, and that's the key part for Granite Gaming. And I said it 2 weeks ago in week number 4 that while Granite did lose, they had some really good synergistic moments playing off of basic ability combos rather than going for these Judgment Tyrael, Sulfurous Smash sort of deals. Like, I understand the big wombos work, but I just don't think that synergy was available yet. And with the extra week off to practice scrim and get ready for these games, I'm hoping and I'm excited to see what Granite will bring to the table. I think that's really the biggest question I pose out in this first best of 5 is, will Granite be able to do what they did last week and to a success against the members of Chili Mountain? Let's go ahead and find out where we're going to head to for map number 1 here. Grubby, what is it looking like?
Well, we have a ban on Dragonshire and on Infernal Shrines, and then, a ban on Sky Temple and on Dragonshire, 2 macro maps, and then there's going to be a pick by Chili Mountain on Infernal Shrines, which is macro teamfight combination map, I would say. Not as teamfight as Battlefield of Eternity, but not as macro as like an Alterac or so. So a pretty hybrid map where many different playstyles are possible, including Kerrigan and Stitches.
I like this Infernal Shrines to kick things off because there's just so many different playstyles, and this is a great map for that Stitches play. I want to quickly note as well, I was doing a little bit of research and setup onto these teams as we were getting ready for today's matches, and Dragonshire has been consistently banned out by the side of Chili Mountain. They haven't played it yet this season. They haven't even played... there's 3 maps that Chili Mountain has avoided all season so far: Cursed Hollow, Dragonshire, and Garden of Terror. They have not had to play a single time on any of those maps. Unless I mess something up, they have not been there yet. But we're here.
Impossible.
We're here into Infernal Shrines game number 1. And Grubby has mentioned, or excuse me, we've had some mention of the Stitches, the Kerrigan. I wonder, is Uther still just as strong, McIntyre, or is he starting to fall off a little bit with that slight change he had in the most recent patch?
Yeah, I don't think he is like the end-all be-all. Like, if we get Uther first pick, we go double support. The other thing that we're starting to see too is like the restriction on that second support if the Uther is drafted from the other team. If the Malfurion's not able to get picked up, the Lucio is getting banned a lot, right? These are things that kind of relieve a lot of the issues that Uther has. Then it becomes even weaker, right? So definitely moving away, I think, from the Uther main tank. This is a map where you can do it, right? You're fighting over the shrine. You take a nice solid off lane like a Mathiel or a Leoric, and then you kind of protect them with that double support Uther X. So definitely concede on this map, but on a map where there's a lot of movement on the map, as we see Chili Mountains, it's like, hey, we just heard Grubby and Baha and McIntyre talking about these 2 characters and this team's success. We're going to ban both of them. But the first pick coming out from the side of Granite, Tychus. I was just telling Baha, that's the only character I lost about 16 games of Storm League in a row. I took Tychus, and that's the only game I won. So yeah, there's something about Tychus, especially on a map like this, really effective at just doing a bit of everything.
But first, before we continue, I'm so sorry that happened to you, Mac.
Yeah, thank you. It was, I mean, I went down the roller coaster. I took Murky, I took Nova, Kel'Thuzad. I was like, what wins me the game?
So you tried all the OP picks when you were losing. Okay.
I mean...
Hey, guys, where's Lucio?
I don't really know. It's actually kind of worrisome that we haven't seen him this far into the draft. Also, Mac, I just want to back it up one more time because Grubby said OP heroes, and I heard some CCL players say something about Cho'Gall not being competitive. Didn't you win with Cho'Gall in your... That
was the other character that I didn't mention that I did win with was the Cho'Gall. I'm pretty sad about it, but
really weird.
Yeah. Sometimes if the other team doesn't draft characters that deal with the character, it's really good. And he's up here. So Cho'Gall could be taken right now. Chili Mountain has to take it here. You have to get it in a 2-pick situation. Stukov, I would say, okay at healing him, kind of. Stukov is just really good about doing everything in the game right now. So I like this pick with the Hanzo. Really good at fighting over the objective. Can fill anything. Go the Cho'Gall comp if they want, even. We'll see what they respond to. Do have to get something that kills that Diablo, though.
I actually love the way that Granite Gaming's been drafting so far with the Tychus, the Diablo, the Hogger. They've grabbed pretty much what counters Diablo Hogger and just put it all together. it's a very aggressive composition, Grubby.
Yeah, and it feels like this is the first time Granit has drafted like this. They've always relied on Stitches or Kerrigan or Varian Blow Up. This is the first time they have splash damage and also single target with a normal solo laner and a classical tank and a pretty, they got a cool combo, but it's not all in. It's not Judgment Leap. There is the Light Bomb Hortipult engage. There's Riptire. Maybe it's even Rocket Ride, but I think it's Riptire. Good Shrine Fight, just a solid macro team that can also do team fight.
It's a good point. As we're going to wrap up this draft here, I want to get McIntyre's thoughts on just the last pick here, as well as who do you think has got the stronger draft?
You know, the Sylvanas, pretty default there. Good pick from Chili Mountain to lay over a silence on top of the Anduin. I was going to say, I think with Henning, you know, it's interesting. We see him play the Malfurion, and I'd say his second best support is actually Anduin. So to see him get that pick here against a variant comp, against an Entomb, right? Both of these are two things that the Leap of Faith can pull people to safety, and having like a body like Diablo in the front to kind of endure all of that pain followed up from the taunt or the Entomb. I actually really like Granit's comp here, and I think I agree with Grubby completely that it's nice to see them not just going down that one path of let's push our heroics and try to one-shot something. Instead, there's a lot of layers of pressure, right? You have the Odin, you have Junkrat just tossing nades, maybe a trap knocks somebody out of position. Diablo obviously going to engage, follow up behind that, but this is not just a linear, we're going to do this. They have ways to play the map. They have ways to win the objective. Their camp is very good. Even on the side of Chilling Mountain, though, too, they do have some things going on for them. Sylvanas is very good. Leoric's great on Infernal Shrines. I will always advocate for him on this map, as well as the Hanzo. I'd say for Chilling Mountain, it's going to be up to that Stukov follow-up. How well does he follow up on variant taunts? Does he hit his raw root combos from Fog? Picking off Hogger could be the end of days for the side of Granite. So I'm personally going to give Granite the win here. I think that I like their comp a little bit better. That Tychus, again, got me out of Storm League. Will it get Granite out of this series here against Chili Mountain? We'll see.
Alrighty, Mac, thanks for the breakdown. We'll see you after map number 1, Infernal Shrines. And I'd actually lean into to Mac's argument as well. I really think that there is a lot of control from Granite Gaming. But let's actually get into these rosters, and we'll get into that a little bit further with Grubby. As we've got Granite Gaming on the left-hand side, Ultralisk playing the Junkrat, Ty will be on the Tychus, Svampgrada will be on the Hogger, Skoog on the Diablo, and Henning playing the Anduin. For the side of Chili Mountain in the red, we're going to be looking at Sylvanas, played by Make, Burgult on the Leoric, Banana playing Stukov, Azerite on that Hanzo, and Gia playing the Varian. Now, Grubby, you know what Mac and I think, but what do you think?
I agree. I think Granite Gaming has the better draft. I also think Granite must be wondering, where are the opponents? Are they under? No, they're top. No, not underwear. They're top. They're already doing a Sylvanas push. They're going to get a tower. Nice zoning there by Bergholt. This is actually good macro play, right? By the Sylvanas team, by Chili Mountain to get a full tower off. Something you can expect, something you should set up for. 2, 1, 2. 2 defenders top, 2 bot, 1 mid. So first point to Chili Mountain. As Gia tries to get away. Note, by the way, it's Gia on the main tank, not Caterpillar this time around. Nice dodge on the concussive mind.
Yeah, I don't know if Cattle's out this weekend or if they're just trying something new on the side of Chili Mountain for week number 5.
Yeah, sometimes it may not have been his availability today, but his availability in the last 1.5 weeks. Who had more time to scrim, they make a plan, they play it. But okay, so yeah, I think Granite has the really good draft. I think Anduin was a great healer pick, both for the engage with Hortipult and to save someone from Varian blow up. I think Chili Mountain might want mind control to pull someone out of position and entomb them, so that you have 2 engage tools, because one of them is going to get countered by Anduin. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes for Chile. I don't see them winning the mid to late game team fights, but they have been performing better by score, so maybe skill will be enough to offset the draw.
That is something to consider here in this first map, or into any of these games in general. Is just, yeah, there's draft, of course, but then execution's a whole new factor on top of that. And if Scoot can find these shadow charges and set up some split team fights, especially after Leorc uses their Wraith Walk, that is going to be first blood over to the side of Granit Gaming. Taunt coming out from Varian will equalize, and Diablo goes down. A trade between both these teams, as it will be 1-1, 4-4, and our first objective phase will be announced fairly soon. Going to be a Frozen Punisher in the top lane.
So when it comes to evaluating that 1-for-1, on the one hand, Leoric comes back quicker than Diablo. So for this, Chili Mountain has the advantage. But at the same time, their lane was being pushed mid, so they lose 2 half towers. For that, Granit Gaming gets the advantage. It's not like Leoric's presence now was that big of a difference. Granit does take some damage top from the wave as it crashes on their towers, but they are in position to deal with it. So overall, quite even. And the big question will be, will one of the teams leave a player to double soak? Will both, or will neither? This is really important because you get level 7 during the shrine when you don't go as 5.
That makes sense, because you're able to split push and everything. You're able to split push, but you may lose out on the shrine. So Junkrat, Leoric going to be doing said double soaking still. Grubby, I was looking at this a little bit here. Anduin took what I like to call Anduin's lone talent at level 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. So we can talk about this in a second, potentially. The fight might be breaking out on top of this Stukov, who's trying to back off a banana. Will go down.
Solid setup there. Swamp Grotto with the staggering blow into the loot horde. Then Skog with the overpower, not the underpower. The overpower. And yeah, Henning's... Okay, guys. Henning's level 4 talent, Moral Compass, gives 1.1 bonus auto attack range, while also firing auto attacks at the summit of his Divine Star. But you lose the range if you ever die. It's a bug. So it's very simple for Henning. Don't die.
Yeah. So my theory here is that the developers were like, well, everyone in the rework got a lone talent, Anduin didn't, so we'll just test this one out. So it's essentially a lone talent, but Ty is getting dove on by Gia. So much damage onto Tychus. Tychus has a short dash, but the scatter arrow from Hanzo finds the last little bit of damage. Kill over to the side of Chili Mountain. We do have the Punisher pushing into Chili Mountain's side with, the agility doesn't get... The agility doesn't get away from Ultralist quick enough, and now the fight just continues. It's so awkward here. It's just really awkward. Make lives?
Oh my god, he lives. Banana, though. Swamp Grotta's trying to chase, but Banana, he actually procced his reactive Ballista Spores. He gives himself armor, he gets a big heal, and he does a big 60-70% slower so on everyone around him. Nice aggressive defense by Chili Mountain as Maka dodges the Punisher. They don't even lose their fountain top. Really nice to get a bunch of kills and to pull out the rug from under that Punisher. Very, very key. You may wonder why Tychus wasn't pulled by Anduin. There was still a 14-second... Oh, another kill. Ooh. There was a 14-second cooldown for Anduin on his Leap of Faith, so he couldn't save Tychus up there.
Glyph of Faith at level 16 will be a big factor for the Anduin, but we have to get to 16 realistically, Grubby. Chili Mountain trying to just open things up through the top lane, get themselves a periodic catapult by getting this fort down. I like Gia's anchoring within the bush. Gia, yeah, you do some auto attack damage as a variant, but you're better off just sitting in this bush, scouting out to see if there's a rotation. You can slow down, dismount the enemy team, get the taunt, and your team still finds the top lane fort. So just nice communication, nice playstyle from Chili Mountain in this first game with Junkrat and Leoric kind of... Okay, I thought they were battling over this bottom, but it's maybe the case? It is that big as well, so the Shattering Teeth always target the hero.
Oh yeah, a chasing trap that only targets heroes and reduces armor. Quite nice zone control. He will probably pick up 3 trap talents at level 13.
Wait, what?
As, wait.
How did he die?
Oh, Tychus just... we didn't see it. Tychus just laid into him with Bigger the Ionic Grenade, I suppose.
Yeah, there was a concussion mine sitting on the point as well. Ty steps forward, finishes at the camp, and a kill and a camp stolen away by Granit Gaming. What looked like a little shaky start for Granit. it's Grubby. It's almost like Granit has an answer periodically into Chili Mountain. Like Chili Mountain gets a kill or two, they find slight advantage, and then Granit's able to answer back. It's nice. It's refreshing to see from Granit Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. They've been so all in all of their games. On whatever it was all in. They've never hedged their bets like today. So I feel like this is very good news for Granit Gaming. I see you're totally with me in feeling that and seeing this team.
Well, looks like we'll have a little bit of a pause. We'll figure out what that is going to be, and in that time, Grubby and I can break down the match so far, because we're kind of in that mid-game right now. Heroics are up on both sides. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary. As you noted, Grubby, the Hortipult plus the Light Bomb, Riptire from the Junkrat. Going to be that Warbringer from the Varian, which is good engage chase potential. But I don't know. Is it going to be enough from Granit Gaming into Chili Mountain?
Well, Granit Gaming went with Lightning Breath. What is cool about this is that Diablo can give himself unstoppable, so he doesn't get taunted, mind-controlled, wailing, arrowed, massive shoved. Especially massive shove, which Banana Age took, can be really devastating. When Diablo goes in, turns on Apocalypse, wants to do a Shadow Charge, overpower them back in the Apocalypse. The combo, the RQE combo that is so devastating for Diablo. And Banana can totally counterplay that. With Lightning Breath, it's a little different. You start with a Shadow Charge, and then you just hit Lightning Breath if you have time for that. Or you start with Lightning Breath. It captures a bunch of skeletons, and you stay in the fight, which is key. You can cancel at any time to start peeling. And that's quite cool. You still have this zone of influence. You don't need to keep casting Lightning Breath. You can cancel and peel for your backline. It's quite a skillful ult, and you don't just have to blast fire.
Now, when we look at these heroics and we get into the 20 range, which is kind of expected, at least on Infernal Shrines, it usually goes this long. Do you think that the amplification of maybe extra oomph from Junkrat, the big red button, is going to be a big deal? Or do you think that Chili Mountain with the Buried Alive, with the Gloria to the Alliance, even just the play of the game from the Hanzo, do you think that'll be enough to answer back into the side of Granit Gaming? Or do you think Granit Gaming really scales throughout this first map?
I think Granit has pretty damn good level 20s.
Okay.
I see like 3 super strong level 20s. Junkrats, Big Red Button, and Anduin's level 20, which it could be Censure, where Root also becomes a stun, but it's very likely going to be Inner Fire, where you give movement speed and armor to the Light Bomb target. As for Chili Mountain, yeah, they get a stun on a Sonic Arrow. Sylvanas gets a Blink. Leora gets Buried Alive. That one is huge.
Yep.
Stukov's level 20 is not that amazing. And then Varian, Glory to the Alliance is very, very strong. I love that one. It really is fantastic. It's game-winningly strong. You basically have 100% banner uptime. One of the player has an issue right now with the keybind. They're trying to fix it. It didn't work out yet, so sorry for the pause, but we need to make sure these players can play at their 100%.
Yeah, so while they get that keybind fix, we will just continue to talk about what is set up so far for this game and the potentials that could be coming out, because with this, it's basically just recentering the camera is what the issue is, and they're going to try and maybe fix the binding, change the binding. I'm not sure. I threw out the suggestion. I was like, maybe rebind it. They were like, that's what we're trying to, so we'll see what they come up with next. In that time, though, we do have our next Punisher coming up. It is going to be Mortar in the bottom lane. We have had a little siege in favor for the side of Granit Gaming through said bottom lane, so it's going to be a great way for, if Granit can grab this second Punisher, then continue to push in pressure and maybe find the first forward of the game for Granit. Otherwise, Chili Mountain might have the massive momentum, because that's the one thing we're not talking about, Grubby, is that you have that big push potential through the Sylvanas, a lot of poke. The siege is moderate from Chili Mountain, but you still have the lockdown and plus the Punisher. I feel like that's really the amplification that they were missing or need if, well, they get the Punisher value.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And, they've been doing a good job, Bahamut, of soaking experience. About 12% more minion XP by Chili Mountain, courtesy of Hanzo, Leoric, and Sylvanas. That's quite a big difference, 12.5%. What did I say? Yeah, about 12%. It's quite a big difference. And that nets them a nifty over half a level lead, with them nearly having level 13, with 23 seconds left on the clock going into this Punisher phase. Level 13 could be instrumental in securing it. And securing it, as you mentioned, will have a massive push potential through Sylvanas' Black Arrows, which can shut down the buildings and prevent them from defending. against the Punisher for a period of time.
So just we're the admin's currently getting an update from one of the players just to keep you all in the loop. For anyone wondering, it was a basically it's a keybind issue. When one of the players died, the keybind wasn't working anymore, so they are working to get that fixed in the game. But in that time, let's get McIntyre back in here. He's been watching a little bit of the game. What are your thoughts here as we're kind of in this halfway pause in our first map?
I think the first thing that's interesting in this game is I believe that the side of Granit got the first objective in the top lane, and we actually see a top fort down on their end. So they got the top objective, and Granit got their top fort, which I find to be interesting. Shout outs to Sylvanas for turning off structures. A good map play, right? Just knowing that the side of Granit was on the bottom camp and taking the top fort. That trade, we take those all day, and on a map like this, that side pressure, that passive experience, they're both really important, especially when setting up for a shrine that spawns in the bottom lane, right? And you guys were just saying the Punisher is going to be spawning in the bottom lane here soon, and to have that passive catapult pressure in the top, pair that with a hard camp, it's actually going to push your hard camp into their hard camp. That's something that Granit is going to have to clear. Otherwise, it will push towards the wall, possibly even taking wall towers. So it'll be interesting to see here, but I think that this game is definitely winnable for anyone. We're still at I guess, a state of parity somewhat outside of that catapult. All right. Interesting to see where both of these teams choose to go.
All right, well, Mac, thank you for the small breakdown. It looks like we have our fix back into the game, and we'll see you at the end of this map here. And thank you once again for the little tidbit as we have this second Punisher of our first map spawning in the bottom of the lane. Mortar Punisher coming up soon here, Grubby. And this is going to be that 13 talent tier advantages you were mentioning for the side of Chili Mountain. Can Granit Gaming play into this, or does Granit really need to just wait for that half a level to come in?
So this is not an infinity spin by Hogger, so it's a bit early actually to use. He gets taunted, he's completely out of position, and he gets blown up as he tries to Hortipult out. Not a great move here. That's a fantastic arrow into silence, into an entomb. That's a triple kill. Anduin loses his lone talent, Bahamut. But no. This was not a good fight by Granit whatsoever.
What it was an amazing fight from Chili Mountain, though, Grubby. That Hanzo Dragon arrow into the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, I have never seen two heroics layered so beautifully. That was just perfect. And then the Entomb comes out as well, locking down two members and finding that second and third kill. Leoric is able to get the Punisher. Mac was talking about this during the draft, about how he advocates for Leoric on this map. His wave clear, his shrine clear, the Entomb, everything about Leoric is very strong on this map and many others. The Wellow will be ignored through bottom lane, Grubby, because Chili Mountain, they want this keep front gate, dare I say, the keep itself.
Yeah, and Black Arrow, I believe, was already used, so he doesn't have it right now. It's not.
It's actually just
it's available. Yep.
Rip.
The counter engage. Azerite gets stunned into a wall, blown up by a nice Riptire, Hortipult, and Loot Horde.
Good play from Granit Gaming to, put a bit of a barrier between Chili Mountain and themselves to clear out this Punisher through the bottom lane. So Punisher through bottom gets a fort, gets a keep front gate, gets half of this keep, as Junkrat's using those concussion mines to trick the Punisher mid-jump, it seems. But Grubby, we look back at the experience, we look back at the map, and it still is Chili Mountain in the driver's seat for this game.
Yeah, they had a wonderful combination after Hogger tried an infinity spin, but that wasn't it. Only top lane, as far as I know, has an infinity spin. If you want to do square spins on all the other positions, mid and bot objective, at most you can do 8 revolutions if you do it very, very perfectly. As far as I know, I might be wrong, but that's the best I've had, maybe 8 revolutions. He got about 3 and then he spun into an enemy and died. This was not good. But still, when that happened, ideally, you call it out, I inted, run. Granit, though, they stuck around. They were committed to that shrine despite being down a talent. That was not ideal. Chili Mountain, though, punished perfectly, and they have been really snowballing here. And that's what Sylvanas does when played well. Granit now scared. Diablo can't really move in and try to make some kind of plays because once again they are trailing behind in level.
Varian comes in with the taunt, Hortapult, Light Bomb into the back line. Hogger trying to make some sort of play into Banana. Riptire founds the kill into Banana. Big arrow from Azerite into Diablo. Leap of Faith will keep Skoog alive for now. Burgolt able to get a massive Entomb onto Swamp Granada, but the Entomb doesn't have enough damage around it to solidify a kill. A 1 for none with the talent tier disadvantage over to Granite Gaming. I'd say that was a very well defended mid lane.
It really was, Bahamut. That was sick. Big redemption moment there as Granite Gaming did a Light Bomb Hortapult combo that did a stun in midair, a KO in midair, if you will, that got both, I believe, Varian and Stukov, and then Stukov just got completely controlled with the double loot horde, stunned again, and riptired. It was fantastic. 100 to 0ing Stukov is not easy because of that reactive ballista sport. But Granite did just do it, and they saved their fort, which means not as much catapult pressure. Having said that, though, Granite needs to start destroying some structures, as they are still pushed pretty much in every lane.
Is this going to be an invade onto the camp? That's what I was looking at the minimap, and I was looking at Skoog's positioning. Gia also in the bush over here. Can I get the vision quickly enough onto this? Okay. Gia sees Skoog coming in. It won't be quick enough to steal a camp, but will it be enough to find some sort of kill in this corridor? Seems like a disengage from Granite Gaming.
Yeah, Banana H said no. He hit the virulent reaction and shut down Diablo before Diablo could do his second stun, but in fact he doesn't have the double stun combo anyway. He just has QE. The rest is all W build, which is meant for self-healing, slows, and spell power reduction. Oh, nice engage. Oh no, oh wow.
It looked so good up until, well, it didn't, but it was a good attempt. It almost saved the Tychus. But now Chili Mountain finds a kill just before an objective phase with the top lane camp pushing it in favor. This is a rough spot to be in, Grubby, from the side of Granite Gaming. Granite is fighting, I wouldn't say tooth and nail, but definitely Granite Gaming is putting up a massive fight against Chili Mountain, and Chili Mountain seemingly just disables them. It shuts down any sort of attempt from Granite Gaming. It's getting a little difficult to try and sit here and say like, oh yeah, Granite, they can come back in this way, shape, or form, because Chili Mountain, as you mentioned earlier, they're starting to snowball. They've got the momentum built for themselves.
Yeah, and Tychus was just trying to do a bit of mid-soaking, just deep push that mid lane before the objective begins, and he got caught big time by Chili Mountain. That Varian engage coming from the side. Playing well with vision, Chili Mountain, doing what is not expected. Not just taking all the camps, going to the objective like a dutiful team, but trying to do the creative stuff, like where Varian is right now. Checking, hey, do you guys want this cancellation price of the Khazra Impaler? I am not going to let you take it. And Varian is quite far ahead of his team, right? But it's Varian, he doesn't die easily, and he represents the rest of Chili Mountain being there. Just his presence is enough for Granite to back off, which allows Chili Mountain to grab a camp in that very same time, as they 38 the objective. Oh no, they tried to do like Light Bomb Hortapult engage, but it never really took off.
Sorry, that was good. That was good, Grubby. I like that because took off like the Hortapult. It's a launch. Anyways, 20 talent tier advantage for Chili Mountain as they are trying to walk an Arcane Punisher towards the enemy core. Leoric is going to be going Burning Despair at level 20, so no Buried Alive from the Leoric to mention. Also, Bullseye from the Hanzo, Blink from the Sylvanas, Spoke of the Storm, and that Glory to the Alliances you and I were talking about earlier. But Punisher wailing its way through this top lane keep. Sylvanas locking it down with those black arrows. Skoog looking for some sort of engage into the enemy side. Little Chattering Teeth will hit Burgold, but it doesn't seem to really affect Burgold, or he doesn't seem to really care. Riptire comes out from Junkrat. I believe it's just kind of going on a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, a bit of damage, bit of zoning. As it buys time to take down the Punisher. This is job done, though, for Chili Mountain. They don't overestimate themselves and go in and try to blow up the core in a 5-on-5. Despite Odin and Riptire being down, they got what they came for. Top keep. Take the Khazra mid, allow it to push, and immediately go for bottom keep. I think that's the play here. And Skoog is scouting for that, but they just don't have the firepower right now to take on Chili Mountain. So Chili is looking at double keep.
It may be possible for Chili Mountain. Hogger was showing in top lane, but the rotations aren't that far for Hogger to be able to make it to bottom lane to defend here. Make locks down the tower once again, the keep with her black arrows. Chattering Teeth to zone back Gia as he's trying to pull those back a little further away from the enemy side. Concussion Mine splits Gia, Light Bomb comes out onto Hogger. A lot of good damage going into Gia, but he gets the friendly charge with that Warbringer from level 10, and this is still a comfortable push for the side of Chili Mountain, who immediately rip an arrow into Hogger, who is slightly split from his team.
Yeah, slightly too far forward, and instantly Azurite, he already pulled the bow back. He just let loose, he let fly, as he saw, yep, that's just 1 inch too far forward. That's how they punish mistakes here, these CCL pros. Very impressive decisiveness. And as they consider core, they see Odin being used, and that is actually enough for them to go back. That's a long cooldown being used. Hey, maybe if there's a chase, Chili can turn around and get another kill, then go core, but otherwise it's going to be a measured defensive retreat.
I think we even saw exactly what you're talking about, Grubby, in that instance where Gia turned immediately and tried to find a taunt target, but the Commandeer Odin was enough to dissuade and push back the side of Chili Mountain. So the game does not end, but a double keep from that last objective phase was found through the top and the bottom. 20 talents here on both sides. Big red button from the Tychus. We have the extra from Junkrat. So as long as Junkrat hits 3 enemy heroes, he gets a whole new Riptide. That's full cooldown, 25-second per enemy hero hit. No control Hogger, Diablo holding, and that inner fire. 40% movement speed, 50 armor for 3 seconds. But what is Diablo holding for?
So he can go bolt,
Hellgate.
and
Okay.
he just did.
Okay.
I was thinking Devil's Stew can only be picked when you have Apocalypse. So
Correct.
it's Bolt, the Lifesteal, or the longer lasting Lightning Breath.
The
It's not
Hellstorm.
bigger, doesn't deal more damage, it just lasts 3 times as long, and yeah, you're almost never going to want to stand still that long as Diablo in CCL.
What if you're nano boosted, though?
Then you are definitely going to want it.
I actually, in the past, I did see a nano infusion level 20 plus the Hellstorm from Diablo, and it just shredded.
Oh.
Yeah, it was actually quite.
He's healing.
Exactly. So it was quite terrifying to see, but you have to very much play it in these kind of situations, these type of maps where you have a lot of people grouping up around one objective phase, like you see here in the bottom lane. This could be a game-winning objective phase for Chili Mountain if they grab it and are able to push on to the core. But Granite Gaming have this 20 talents here as well, and are looking to kind of push their way through this, though Sylvanas in the top lane is free pushing a camp into the core.
And Tychus is porting, so it's going to be one-on-one. Cool peeling off by Chili. That basically almost secures that Chili Mountain is going to get this thing. Oh no, not very good combination by Diablo Stukov actually. A huge hog spin though. Gia going down. This is very well actually salvaged by Granite Gaming, as they kind of failed their combo, but their basic abilities is enough. And now it's going to be the job. Can they stop 4 skeletons from being killed? The Wailing Arrow was let loose, hoping to get a few skeletons, but still, 25-36. Make and Azurite. Can they get the final 4 skeletons?
I feel like yes, but Diablo Skook is doing an amazing job of denying that. Make comes in, steals the last few. Make will go down. Wait, no, oh, okay, all right, the grenade from Tychus, that was enough. Hogger will get picked off.
Hogger went down! Hogger went down to Banana H and a keep.
Is this enough to end? Is the Punisher just enough? I don't feel like it is.
Yeah, well, Leoric is back again. There is an Entomb, but he just used his Wraithwalk. Very good job by Chili to freaking clutch it there at the end and get the Punisher, which I think it's gonna do maybe 25% core damage.
I'll say 24. I'm gonna price this right here.
Okay. All right. The winner gets 1 extra PSD underwear.
Oh.
From our new sponsor.
Oh. All right.
Whoever's closest.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Ah, damn it! You're closer.
GG.
You're smart to go like 1% off from me, like over under.
As I said, I watched enough Prices Right when I was a kid. I know. You just sometimes you gotta under bet your friends, and
So competitive.
I do want to take a quick second to note catapults are currently hitting quite heavily into structures. Baseline catapults do 400 damage into structures. They're dealing 800 damage into structures. So these catapults, they scale, and at this point in the game, Granit Gaming can't allow catapults to just stack up on the core. Granit has to have quick objective phases, or they need to get massive kills so that way they can rotate out into their lanes, push them out, and still play around the objectives, because Chili Mountain, they still have all 3 forts, so there's no catapult pressure periodically coming through or consistently coming into their lanes. This is a comfortable spot for Chili Mountain, I would say, Grubby.
Yeah, and in fact, it's a spot where you wait for the game to be won automatically. You don't go and make anything happen. You scout very, very diligently. There we go. There's the Sonic. You take the camp, and then you just leave.
I actually just realized as well, it's 10-10 in kills. It is a very close game between these two teams, and dare I say, Mortar Punisher through mid could be what wins this for either side. I know that there's still a fort up and available for Chili Mountain, but we're also getting into late game Punisher scaling, which Punishers deal double damage into structures as well. And these Punishers slap fairly hard in 22 minutes into a game. Probably by the time it's up and captured and blah, 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 we're probably talking 24, 25 minutes, if that is actually what happens. Unless we have some sort of big gank and turnaround from either side. Maybe an invade onto this camp, Grubby?
Yeah, I mean, Granit Gaming needs like 2-3 consecutive teamfight wins. Even if they kill 3, lose 2, and get the Punisher, that's not going to be enough to finish with this kind of defensive setup. So Granit is very eager to start winning a fight now, which gives them a free objective, gets them 3 forts and a keep wall mid, and then they can start to play the game more normally. But why would Chili Mountain give them that information? As we look at the vision that Chili Mountain has, we see Tychus and Ando in top, now heading south. And we see Gia using his banner to see the Hogger. And they just head south. They allow Leoric to proxy the wave in deeper, and they're playing really defensively. But maybe they can get a Hogger kill, or Diablo?
Diablo's very far split, is forced to use the Hellgate. Chastise from Henning does come out, Henning being chased by Leoric in the Wraithwalk form. And I think, yeah, I think you and I both had the same read for Granit Gaming, which was, oh no, you're a little too far out, and Chili Mountain really wanting to go for some sort of kill. Banner onto the far side of the wall will scout out Skoog. As a note, the Diablo does have full souls. Hanzo has his level 1 done. Varian has his level 1 done. The Oryx Mithril Mace is finished out as well at level 16. And those are all the questing talents just to quickly catch anyone up who might be wondering where those sit. Diablo finds a Shadow Charge onto Leoric, but Leoric instantaneously Wraith walks away. Sylvanas finds the kill onto Hogger on the left side of our screen. So there was a little, yeah, Grubby.
Yeah, here's what happened. Chili Mountain knew that the Hogger is just cleaning up bottom lane, and they knew he's going to rotate in, so they waited for him. So smart. Varian Tychus. Varian there with the setup. Now they kill Ultralisk as well on the Junkrat. Oh, Chili Mountain so smart. Catching Hogger as he goes here, rather than playing passively into the shrine. Just getting that single lane rotator.
Very well read from Chili Mountain, who immediately run towards the enemy core to take that down. And as a little update for anyone that always are wondering, catapults deal 9,000 would be insane. 968 damage into structures, so they chunk fairly hard, but what else chunks is going to be the members of Chili Mountain, who will take game number 1 in our best of 5 series here. GG, well played, Grubby. That was a great back and forth. Like, while yes, Granit Gaming did lose the game, it wasn't like Chili Mountain. It was like a 14-0 game, and Chili Mountain just ran them down in like 10 minutes. It was a 10-14 game, so you know, Granit actually had a few kills of their own, and it was great back and forth. I really think that Granit is, while they didn't win this game, they're looking very good this weekend so far.
Yeah, a lot better than last time. But still with a few recognizable weaknesses in controlling the map, basically. Not having everything thrown into a team fight, where they've done relatively well in all of their series, but just losing a tower top to a Sylvanas cheese, which always happens. It's going to be top or it's going to be south. You try to defend both, but they were 4 mid. So it feels very Storm League-y to go 4 mid against Sylvanas. That was already a little bit indicative of the macro weakness of Granit. And after that, they've definitely done well, but they did get picked off a few times to Varian rotations, which you know it is possible. You know the vision you have and what you don't have. So there are a few mistakes, even as Chili Mountain made that happen, of course. they looked a little bit stronger here, Chili Mountain, in the macro and in the rotations. All the tools, I think, were there, draft-wise. But Chili played a little better.
Mac, agree, disagree? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think here?
Yeah, I think Grubby said it best. Chili Mountain, I think, was just the better team this series. We had that 12-13 fight. Hogger picked off, and then an insane arrow follow-up with a Sylvanas Silence and Entomb. Just nuts combo from the side of Chili Mountain. That kind of catapults them ahead. They actually get caught out by Granit there in the bottom lane, as well as there's a hold by Granit in the middle lane on mid fort, getting that Stukov kill. So this kind of stabilized them a little bit back into the game, but as Grubby said, the map pressure that Chili Mountain had was just almost oppressive feeling. You could see it just watching the game. And they were able to, it was, I think, the top objective, right? They're pre-20. They have all the camps are under their color. They're sitting at the enemy Khazra camp waiting. They have the Leo in the top lane doing the shrine. They're about to hit 20. They cook the top lane. Like, everything is set in place for them. They're playing perfectly, right? And the side of Granit can't do anything about it. Like, literally, they cannot. So they played really well on the map, able to push top keep, able to pressure bottom keep, but there was still a little light there that came out of Granit on that bottom shrine. So close, one skeleton away from winning that objective. I think had they have been able to, pressuring bottom lane would have been a situation that they could have kind of leaned into. Losing that objective forces them to back up, reset back to the same state that they were prior to that team fight, and essentially just back in that kind of neck. I don't know. Yeah, just it was a lot of pressure that eventually they were going to tap. We saw the Hogger get picked off there in the middle lane. Could have maybe had Junkrat split instead of Hogger. I know both are pretty safe. Both can kind of unstoppable away, but it's tough to say. Anyways, Chili Mountain abusing the fact that they have to defend the lanes and able to get that pick and win the game.
At Chili Mountain, it's really difficult to break out of those full Nelsons McIntyre, and we'll see if the members of Granite Gaming can do that going into map number 2, and we'll find out where we're going to be heading here in just a second, because it is really, really difficult to go up against Chili Mountain right now, because it seemed like Granite had the stronger draft on Infernal Shrines, and as we get ready for Battlefield of Eternity, the map choice of Granite Gaming, we'll see Chili Mountain going for first pick. Is map choice going to be the thing that Granite needs here? Because that's exactly what they're going for. They're the losing team. They opted for the map. And Grubby and I talked about this a little bit in the map. Actually, I think Grubby hinted on this a lot clearer than I did, is the rotations. The macro is not the strongest from Granite Gaming. So I feel like going to this 2-lane map is going to be really strong for them, Grubby. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think at once it's good. It's a good sign and it's a bad sign, because the bad sign is they agree that they got out-rotated, and this is like their desperate ploy. It's almost like throwing the towel in the ring, half-half, of trying to be like a proper, fully-fledged team. Harsh, I know, but it feels that way. And then the good news is that it is probably their best bet to focus on the team fight, so they can get a map win back here. So it is a mixed bag. And then you also look at the rest of the pool. If they win this, what else is like Battlefield of Eternity? Is it Alterac? No. Is it Garden? No. So it's not enough, which is why they still need a macro response as well. But let's see. They have had 2 weeks. They've been able to do a lot of preparation. This was one draft. We get to see others.
And, there's maps like Towers of Doom. I think that'd be a great example of a place to go. Well, yes, there is macro, but I feel like that macro is very much push towards the solo lane job. We were talking about this before broadcast, and how I was saying that, like, I 1v1 to Thrall top to mid on Towers of Doom, and my team just sat in bottom lane doing bottom lane things. And last week or 2 weeks ago, that's when Granite actually took a map off of Diamond Hands, was through that Towers of Doom game. So maybe it's not so much about it being 2 lanes, but maybe the smaller macro dependency in a sense. Maybe that's an option as well, because Tomb was another great win for Granite Gaming 2 weeks ago up against Diamond Hands. So, and that's just a smaller map, smaller rotation. So maybe the macro isn't fully there, but they're definitely developing it on some of these smaller maps where it's quicker to make rotations. Maybe that's a possibility, McIntyre.
It's actually so funny. I didn't know that. I couldn't remember that they had won those 2 maps, but I was going to suggest If not BOE, then to go to Spider Queen or Towers of Doom. Both maps, like, Towers of Doom gives you that chance to come back. If you lose structures, you're not terribly behind because you can retake them back. It also is a map where fighting over the shrine is how you win the game, right? If a Dahaka splits top all game and controls the top fort on your side, it does not matter at all if you continue to control the shrines, right? So this is a map where fighting and map rotation is not as important, although it is. All maps, really, map rotation is. And then Spider Queen's another one where you're just so close to each other. The less rotations that need to happen, the better for Granit, right? They want to fight. They want to get scrappy. They want to look for picks. And BOE is a great map for that. So much space in the middle to kind of fight over. Controlling territories is super important on the map. And it is important to have one character at least that can soak lanes, right? Push out, get the experience, and then come back without getting picked. Chilling Mountain looks pretty effective, actually, on hunting down those kind of side-soaking characters. So I'm hoping that Granite will pick something safer, and I say that as they just had Hogger, but just something that can protect themselves when they go and soak those side lanes, not to get picked off by Chilling Mountain, because they are looking for it and they are abusing it.
As we're getting into Battlefield of Eternity, Grubby, do you think this is going to be, as we started talking at the top of the show and even before the show, do you think this is where we potentially see more Vala, or is it still the Jimmy Raynor, Hanzo, Greymane sort of show on Battlefield of Eternity?
Yeah, I think Vala is good here.
Okay.
But she doesn't have as much safe poke as Lunara, Li Ming, or Hanzo, so I don't feel like she's top priority. Chromie as well. I think she's second priority in terms of DPS. You always have to evaluate, is it going to be Q build or W build? W is just doing more damage. Q is better on the Immortal. Is she like a fantastic racer? It's kind of so-so. If she goes multi-shot build, it's so-so. When she goes Hungering Arrow build, she's not a great team fighter. She's a good dueler, but not a team fighter. So I don't actually think she's that high priority in CCL, but I would 100% ban her here in Storm League.
Okay, because that's the difference. Like I don't play in CCL, obviously, so I don't have that draft kind of theory that these players would. So going from what I've experienced, what I've been seeing in grassroots as well as my own Storm League games, it's like, well, she's sitting in a pretty good spot depending on how she scales. But as we get into this draft here, McIntyre, we'll get your thoughts here. I want to get your thoughts even on just openers or even this first pick from Chilly Mountain.
I think the Cassia ban is kind of a nice target ban towards Azerite. Seems like he can take the game over with that character. The Hanzo also looks super effective last game, and I'm glad that he took it here because I'd love to see another game with him on the Hanzo. I think his arrows were essentially winning Chilling Mountain the game. So to give him that opportunity to hit those arrows again, we always talk about NA arrows, and it's sad that the reality is EU arrows are the real deal, right? And we see Azerite connecting over and over again. Also super effective on this map, so really excited about that. And Henning going to get that Malfurion, and we finally get to see the Vala. And now we all get to go, which build would the Vala go?
Okay, which build would you go, McIntyre?
I actually, depending on what they draft, I think is how I would draft, or I guess talent for Vala. Because if you can hit multiple multi-shots every time you press the button, then multi-shot build is good. If you're going to try to one-shot and follow up, then one-shotting is good. If the other team has a Diablo and you have to push through a ton of health, it may be even worth to try to go, auto build. But then again, does Diablo just charge you? I would say with these three characters from the side of Chilly Mountain, I'm probably looking to go Q build. I'm just going to toss Qs at Diablo on cooldown. Try to stay safe from him, and look for kind of follow-ups on whatever tank frontline my team ends up going. And we can see now that Granit probably bans. Okay, I was going to say an off lane, but Genji's good. He hunts Vala very effectively. Dragon Blade will tear her up. Without Malfurion 20 talent banned, the sustain that character has at post 20, not near as effective as it once was. So
Garrosh banned to protect Diablo. Garrosh, one of the biggest counters to Diablo besides Tychus. Tychus not really available here since Vala was already picked. It just doesn't work very well together. So what tank will be here to stop Diablo? Is it going to be a Varian that will reduce his healing at level 13 and taunt him early game? Or will it be something like a Mei to create a wall of slows?
Yeah.
They're not picking anything yet, but it is triple frontline most likely, and that's how you want to play Vala usually.
Yep.
Happy
And it's
here?
Thrall.
Yeah, as you
And
say.
it's Thrall.
Mac, thoughts on the Thrall? Excited?
Ultralisk has been playing the Thrall. I think they played the Thrall to a win. Blood for Blood. No, actually, they didn't. They got... Never mind. I'm sad. I think... the Thrall's very good against the Diablo. I'm going to keep calling it Blood for Blood. Ancestral Wrath, I want to say. The drain life. You put that on Diablo, you heal yourself up. Earthquake's super effective. You can get the side flanks. And like Grubby said, there's so much body there. There's so much health to protect Vala that the side of Chili Mountain can't just say, let's target Vala, that'll be good. Because if they do that, Thrall will be in front of them. Yrel will be smacking them back with Hammer. And whatever this last pick this goes with, I have to assume it's going to be something that's tanky, that can endure some damage, and probably put some damage out.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a noob. So yeah, that's really, really effective. Wrapping something up in a team fight, getting some stuns out, as well as just controlling space. There's so much space to control. Definitely think Vala should go Q build now. They're going to want to poke, just posture poke for objectives. I think all-out team fights are pretty effective for the side of Granite. I'd say Chili Mountain is definitely trying to push them back, have the Hanzo and Sylph kind of poke at the objective while Diablo postures. But I don't think that Diablo can posture very effectively versus the side of Granite. I think with that Thrall Wolf, with the Rel knockback and just Vala constantly poking, it's not going to be as simple as that, right? They can't just have the Diablo stand there and say, what are you guys going to do? Because they will step forward, they'll poke him out, and that Stukov can only sustain him so much. Mm-hmm. These comps are both really good. Yeah. I'm going to obviously lean into Thrall. I continue to think the character is very good. He's a great counter to Diablo. As Grubby said, they can't pick Tychus. What do you pick, chat? You pick Thrall. So giving this one to Granite. Hopefully he talents correctly.
All right, we'll see you after the game. McIntyre, thank you for the breakdown, and thank you for your analysis. And let's get into this. Map number 2, Battlefield of Eternity. Granite Gaming on the left-hand side. Nubrak to be played by Skoog. Henning on the Malfurion. Ty playing Vala. Ultralisk on the Thrall. And Svampgrada on the Yrel. Over in the red, we got Chili Mountain, who have the advantage in this best-of-5 series. We got Azerite on the Hanzo. Banana playing Stukov. G on the Diablo. Maka and Sylvanas and Burgolt on the Diva. And Grubby, I'm tempted to lean with McIntyre here. Not specifically because of the Thrall, because I just feel like their composition, once again, is very well drafted. So I'm going to go with my gut and go for a Granite Gaming win as Chili Mountain once again goes through the exact same play from map number 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think Granite has the better draft again. I still feel like that was the case in game number 1, but Chili Mountain outplayed them. Let's see how it goes now. It's a smaller map. It is Q-build Vala. I think she builds up her Q stacks on Diablo, if she can, and then she becomes a really good dueler into Hanzo, if she can do a bit of a flank. You cocoon Diablo is how the fight should go, and then you move on the rest. Cocoon Diablo, either Sundering or Earthquake, and then you just move on the back line. Vala, Q, E, Q forward, and we already have action going here. Skog with the root as well, connecting on Azerite. There's the first blood for Granite. And there's the Granite we like to see with their basic abilities, with their aggression, with their team fight focus, and an interesting rotation. Meeting 5 mid is pretty cool. It's pretty out there. We don't see this in Storm League all too much. But yeah, Granite gets the first kill and they immediately grab a camp.
Like that play as well from Granite Gaming, and Chili Mountain, the Hanzo Azerite, will lose any stacks they were able to grab, because this is Redemption Hanzo looking for those auto attacks. The Svampgrada gets CC'd to an Oblivion, but it's not enough to find a kill, because that Righteous Hammer from Yrel was able to push back Chili Mountain's aggressive advances, looking for any sort of kill, while Skoog is just doing, well, solo lane and Nubrak, but with the Beetle build, it doesn't feel that awful, and Burgold actually gets chain CC'd. This is the... Wow, Granite, you are just... Was game 1 just a smurf? Were they sharking game 1? Like, they were just like, oh, no, we're not that good, tee-hee-hee. And then they come into game number 2, and they're just going to find a double kill within, well, 2 minutes?
Well, this certainly was nice. Not just the decisions and the rotations, but also the timing of their abilities. That Wolf was perfect. As Diva, of course, knowing Anubrak used both of his stuns, was going to boost right out of there, praying there's no follow-up, and Ultralisk aimed his wolf for the intersect path against that Q. We're looking at a Hanzo with just a single stack on his redemption. He needs 2 consecutive auto attacks on someone to get 1 stack. When you complete 12, you get 50% attack speed, and when you die, you lose 3 stacks. So he's not doing too great with that right now, and that's because Granit, when they move in, they mean it. And it's been good so far. We see green build Thrall coming up with Frostwolf back, 6 stacks, gives you CDR, but Chili Mountain is starting to make a big counterplay. Black Arrow push with Fallen Bruiser.
Skoog will flank in with the Anubrak, finds the Impale, no burrow charge. Great route from Malfurion. Azerite gets the agility over the wall. The chase goes on to Gia, trying to get the far side Righteous Hammer from Swamp Grotto, but they won't land the hammer. Swamp Grotto just goes over and starts racing against Chili Mountain. This is going to be the first phase of the Immortal. They don't have the swap just yet. We're looking pretty good for the side of Chili Mountain, as they have gotten half the Immortal phase in their favor. Maybe a third has gone down over the side of Granit Gaming.
Yeah, Chili Mountain has the better race. They're also in good position already. They are leading. Yeah. Granit will do as much damage as they can, knowing that it is not worth defending against Hanzo on the other side of the map. They are fighting for the globes though. Granit Gaming, they're gonna try to make a play here on Gia. Gia drops to 50%, and that's about it. That didn't work out at all. Swamp Grotto's gonna try to run away, but nice body blocking by Bergholt, and another shot comes in from Hanzo. Chili Mountain with their first blood.
Sniped by the Stormbow of Azerite. Make is gonna steal a few minions away with that possession through this bottom lane. Black Arrows, I'm actually going to check really quickly, are... oh, they're just active now. That's why I was like, wait a minute, that cooldown's really low. So they activate the Black Arrows and step in. That allows Diablo to step forward onto Skoog. Unfortunately, there's a wonderful route from Henning, and that puts Gia to sleep for a few seconds here. The Black Arrows will end, still have 17 seconds on that cooldown, and the fort should go down to Bella through the bottom lane with a little bit of poke damage coming out from Chili Mountain, but the engage happens once again, Grubby.
Yep, Diablo feeling a little unkillable right now by Granit Gaming. Just a lot of health. 200. Oh, there we go. Jinxed. Sorry, Gia.
It's you know, sometimes you gotta caster curse some people, and Granit Gaming finds a triple kill. One through the camp, one through the middle of the lane, and then apparently at the top of our screen there was a Thrall 1v1 as well into the Hanzo.
I think it was 2v1. I think Anubrak was following, and then Ultralisk rotated, and that's how they got the kill. Very nice job by Granit. They end up losing that fort, being ahead half a level in XP. One keep tower is down, so they're definitely trailing in buildings again, just like last game. But Vala is starting to scale. 12 stacks on Hungering Arrow, 12 times 6 is more than 50. So that's a lot of bonus Hungering Arrow damage. As 72. As Granit Gaming heads top. Malfala aren't here yet though. This feels premature by Granit.
Jump onto Make, who gets the Haunting Wave over the wall. I did the quick math as well. It's like 271 damage from that initial impact of the Q when we were talking about that stat, but it's already changed since we've just had this engagement with Anubrak going down. Chili Mountain chasing in, trying to find a second kill. Will they be able to do so? Absolutely into the Urel. Can they make it a triple with the Diva body blocking and sustained damage? Absolutely, Grubby. It's going to be a triple kill. Dare I say, a quad kill. Henning just doing his best to run away from Gia, and there's no CC from the Diablo, but the top lane fort should fall to Azerite and crew, while Diva immediately rotates to bottom to clear things out down there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to ask you, we totally, as professional casters, did not forget about player comms at all during game number 1. Now we're getting to an Immortal phase. Do you want to jump into any comms here?
Well, I want to see how Granit is doing, because this is their potentially first best of 5 victory if they make it. And I want to say that we were there when they started to turn it around.
Into Granit.
Want to take a listen?
Into Granit we go.
Let's run at them. They will play this.
See the spot. Kinda don't run away, Misha. Okay, we walk on them. Walk to defense. Oh, they're here.
They're down. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck me.
Oh. Can get him super low here.
I'm gonna look for a flank. Look where
Yeah,
I'm
no.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge. Being you. Nice. Diva.
Yeah, Diablo.
I'm rooting here, they can't come with the rest.
Full Diablo, I think he dies here.
Yeah. Yeah, so die here.
Nice.
Nice one.
Hanzo top side.
He's over there.
I can come
I
if you...
stay in between. I stay in between.
Hanzo's walking up here.
Do you think we killed?
Banana maybe if you stun him.
They have a Diablo coming as well.
I'm there in 5 seconds. I'm there when Diablo is there.
I slow...
Diablo is here now.
Diablo's
Look at
on
me here, look at me here. Look.
Look Hanzo maybe.
See us.
He's in vision, he's
Have a
all.
hard camp on
We
top.
should look for a kill or...
They're gonna be 5. Just hit it, I think.
Yeah, I guess we'll lead.
We play for team fight again when I have my son there.
We have to get the waves.
Good engagement happening over there from the side of Granit Gaming, finding the couple kills. Unfortunately, Granit wasn't able to solidify the objective phase here, Grubby, and Chili Mountain aggressing once again after losing the engagement. I can't believe this right now. Chili Mountain somehow finds a double kill? What?
Yeah, like under mid fort? There
Right?
isn't even a mid fort. Oh!
Triple. What the? Unexpected.
Just wonderful deletion by Chili Mountain. I think Vala crapped her pants there, most likely. Gonna need one of those clean new PSD underwears that is now sponsoring the HeroesHearth CCL. Use wisdom code for discount. But man, Vala really got deleted there. Meanwhile, the Immortal is top as Granit scrambles to defend both sides. I bet they didn't expect to be taken down under that mid gate either.
When usually you feel safe there because there's 2 towers firing at the enemy team. It doesn't reduce the enemy armor, but you still feel safe with that extra damage coming in. And it's just Chili Mountain saying, "Lol W." Just that's it. They're like, all right, cool. We're gonna step on in. And Granit, like. Grubby, Granit looked so good during that objective phase while we were in their comms. Their communication was on point. Their team fight was great. We leave the comms and it kind of falls apart.
Well, still, they're waiting there, right? It was interesting. They said, kill Diva, kill Diablo, same time. They end up killing Diablo. Then they're like, look for Hanzo, look at me. And they were just waiting as all lanes were being pushed. And then after a while, they just left it, took the max trade they could. It didn't feel like they really knew how to make it happen. We know their wishes and their dreams, but not sure that, that they really had the... I mean, they didn't have the rotational power already to make it happen because all the lanes were being pushed. And Chili Mountain had no time pressure, but it seems to keep happening.
I'm looking at this mini-map right now. Well, it reminds me of game number 1, Grubby. The early looked super strong for Granit Gaming. They found a couple kills. No structures went down, but now we're looking at this map just, well, crumbling on the side of Granit Gaming as they're not able to consistently defend against Chili Mountain, who are just freezing out this map.
And it feels the same as last game. No matter how much ahead Granit is, no matter how much behind they are, Chili Mountain's not going to lose a tower.
But
they just woke up and they wrote a post-it note and they put it on their fridge. Don't lose tower.
Oh, the flank will be scouted out by the micro-missiles of Diva. Swamp Grotto looking to jump in, and the entire engagement is called off. Immortal spawn, and I think we go straight into race, Grubby. But the members of Granit Gaming, they need to be the most cautious here as there's top lane camp pressure coming in. Bottom lane has no keep, so that's consistent catapults with no matching in the bottom. But either way, that's a lot of damage going out on Damake, who's trying to get away. The multi-shot is going to be just enough. Excuse me, the strafe, not the multi-shot. There you go. The strafe was just enough.
Well, strafe has a lot of shots too. You can call it a multi-shot if you want.
True.
I'm surprised it was able to actually go all the way over that wall, even as Mana was going back. Oh, Diablo sleeping. Tranquility turned on. Diablo uses Hurel as a jump away point. Hurel's Famkota going to go back. Granit needs to lock it up. They need to lock it down. Oh, there's the arrow. They thought maybe they can get Hanzo, but the arrow was a little bit too late as it was not synced up with Banana Age's route. Granit needs to lock this down. They're down to a keep against 4 forts. They need to race as quickly as possible before Sylvanas is back. And there's the Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, Mecha Explosion. I feel like a lot of this was more zoning than actual wombo potential here.
Yeah.
And it was one of those like, hey, if we can get someone with the Apocalypse and the Explosion, cool, let's do it. But the Pew 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 comes out from Diva at level 13. No good to go from her pilot form. Big Wailing Arrow, a lot of damage onto Gia on this Diablo. He is rooted, taking a nap, but Gia finds their souls, gets the Shadow Charge, and is playing absolutely out of their mind as we have another little spinny shooty shot from the Vala come out. And that actually sets up the kill into Stukov. Make should go down, won't be picked off.
Yeah, Chain Lightning wouldn't be enough. Sundering was on a 5 seconds cooldown. Nice turn by Granit. They actually managed to find time to have Tai defend the keep. And not all of it, just a bit. Just enough to stop the keep from dying at this moment. And then head back into the fight as Granit found an opportunity to engage and collapse on Diablo and friends. I'm shocked that Diablo managed to survive there, but Gia, with those 100 souls, with that armor he gets from stuns, he managed to get away. But then still, follow-up kills on Banana Age, nearly on Make, Sylvanas, and they get their first Immortal. What's it gonna get? It's gonna get the first towers of this series for Granit Gaming, and they're gonna push the other side with the Nubrax Beetles, but it took so long to get here because they had to clean up on both aisles. They want the fort here. Will the Immortal buy enough time? Perhaps not. Perhaps Gia's arrival here will stop this in its tracks.
Without 16s as well, I think Granit Gaming is saying, let's just play it as aggressive as we possibly can. Not in the sense of let's play it safe. Let's just play as aggressive as we can, get a little bit of structural value, start to open up the map, and maybe be able to find parity, because the members of Granit just hit 16 talent here after leaving this bottom lane engagement. So I think it's also the talent disparity was a little bit of a call for our blue team to back off. Sylvanas though in top lane, and with the camp being grabbed, Skoog steps in with the camp and the wave, looking to take down this fort in bottom lane. Could be structural advantage for the first time, or excuse me, a first fort going down for the side of Granit, with our next Immortal face spawning in the east-west positioning. And no, the fort doesn't go down.
Yeah, at this point, if Granit didn't leave immediately, they would lose keep. And even now, they're still going to take more damage on it. That's Possession Sylvanas. She took 3 archers, and that's another nifty 10% damage or so on the keep. This rotation was necessary by Granit if they want to keep some semblance of defense. Not getting the fort bottom, though, it's still bad. They will not get their own catapult. It's so valuable just to have 1 out of 3 waves spawn with a catapult. That catapult can defend against keep down empowered catapults on every wave easily because of the splash damage. So they would really like to pick that off. I would love to see Skog and Swamp Grotta getting that, but they don't know what we know, is that Chili Mountain is quite far away and that this would be a safe rotation, but now it isn't anymore. So let's focus on the team fight.
The team fight could explode just in any second. It's even talent tiers. Our heroics are all off cooldown. Micro missiles will be used, but we got a few charges to that one, and it's a very low cooldown as well. Heroics, or excuse me, 20 talent tiers are a ways away. Vala's still clearing top lane, and it seems like Granit Gaming will give the first half of this Immortal phase over to Chili Mountain while Vala will be clearing out. But no, the Synderen comes out from the Thrall. There's going to be a Wolf as well. Big arrow from Azerite into the back line. Apocalypse from Diablo will be triggered, and the Anubrak Malfurion do go down. Stukov was picked off as well. Ardent Defender used by the Urel to sustain herself. Burgold will lose mech, and no, actually Burgold won't lose mech because there's just the kill after kill after kill into Granit Gaming. All 5 members go down. Chili Mountain only lose the Stukov, and Chili Mountain consider going towards core, realize they have no HP.
Yeah, I mean 20%, 20 life on Make. I mean, you would think you can go core. It's 4 versus 0, but no one can tank the core enough, so they decide to go for the Immortal. Really cool fight, though. Fantastic arrow once again by Azerite. Apocalypse and Arrow basically did a full stun combo on all 5 members of Granit. Slightly messed up there. Granit? What's going on?
No, sorry to cut you off. I like this. I never see this ever, where a team actually...
Yeah.
To basically use the Infernal Shrines terminology, 39's the Immortal.
Yeah, that's true. You're never gonna see that in Storm League. We almost never see it on this map in CCL.
So but it was a really, really cool idea from Chili Mountain because Diablo needed HP, Sylvanas needed everything. So I like that restraint, if you will, from Chili Mountain, and acknowledgement of just, hey,
I love this.
Ooh, big Sundering.
Love it.
Apocalypse.
Love it. Don't love it. Don't love Azerite getting away. And this is happening because they overlaid their stunts again. Just like in last fight. Epicenter and Sunder hitting at the same time. Just like now on Stukov. It was Sundering and Epicenter, Burrow Charge, Impale. It's always at the same time. If they layered it, Hanzo is dead, they can maybe get away. But just Chili Mountain getting the best out of every situation.
With the keep going down in top, and the Immortal currently hitting structures for 1,724 damage, I think the members of Chili Mountain might take game number 2. It's a toss-up here, Grubby, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that they are with an... yeah, I think this is it. I think this is GG. Chili Mountain, yeah. Great job, Chili Mountain.
Very well played from Chili Mountain. They'll take map number 2 in our first best of 5 of week number 5. It was hard fought, and it's the same thing I said about Granite Gaming in game number 1, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I do want to give credit where credit's due. Like, Vala had 58,500 heroic damage in comparison to Sylvanas the Make with 40,000. So it's just... Ty and Crew, they're doing really, really good, but I think it's just a little bit of just more practice just to button a couple things up, because the engagements looked okay until they fell apart, which is a horrible way to break it down. Who can break it down better? It's going to be McIntyre. Let's bring him back in, and then maybe you can save my my analogies or anything like that.
Yes, so I think the first question that I have to ask,
Okay.
we probably will never have an answer, but I am curious at what pair of PSD underwear Vala picked up after pooping her pants.
Not the banana one, for sure.
Oh,
You
yeah.
wouldn't want to give that honor to Banana H.
Maybe going with the pizza pair. Just curious on that. But yeah. I mean, this is I think something that I forgot about in draft, and something that was apparent that game is that, you know, their Granite's comp looks so good. There's a lot of damage there, but biotic armor there for the Stukov. Just all of that damage is physical, a lot of it. And we saw the Diablo, you know, when he looked caught out, he still was able to just tank and sustain all that W kind of healing and that armor that the Stukov's giving him. Even with the Thrall, which I would say, you know, that Thrall looked super clean. There was massive sunders. I think Ultralisk even called out like huge sunder. They were huge sunders. You know, it led Granite to an objective win, but as we saw, these objectives that Granite seems to win tend to lead to no value because of how well Chili Mountain is playing the map. The map is just so pushed towards the side of Granite that when they win an objective, they have to back up and clear their waves rather than push forward and kind of push those advantages that they're given from winning the objective. So, you know, it's very interesting. I will say that the last thing that I want to highlight there is that fight that we had. It was a 17-18 massive sunder again, pulling the Stukov. The web comes out onto Diablo, but Azerite on that Hanzo, massive arrow, follow up with the APOC, you know, just mops him up. You know, Stukov obviously falling, but, you know, 4 or 5 kills after. They cook that objective, as you said, Baha, which you don't see a lot, but when you do, and it's used as well as they did, cooked it to level 20, got full health, and said, hey, guess what? We're going to end the game now. They did exactly that. Really well played. Chili Mountain just being the better team today here. We are seeing signs of, you know, excitement coming out of Granite, but we'll see if they can bring it back together here as we go into game number 3.
We are going to get ready for game number 3 here in just a little bit, but we're going to take a short break, allowing these players to go ahead and stretch their legs and allow us casters to get another glass of water. In the time of the break, I encourage you all to hit ! prize pool to check out the custom Matcherino page where you can donate towards the prize pool, and we are inching ever so close to that $11,000. We want to take a second also to thank all of you at home for supporting HeroesCCL and donating all of this money. This prize pool is $10,948. And that is because of all of you at home supporting Heroes the Storm and HeroesCCL. I want to also remind you, as well as the little bit of a giveaway this weekend. Our new sponsor, who has joined us, PSD, is giving away 4 sets of underwear to 3 lucky winners to celebrate our new partnership. Type ! giveaway for a link to be entered, as well as check out the PSD website, !PSD, and you can use the promo code WISDOM at the end of your checkout to be able to get 20% off your order. Be sure to check those out in the break. We'll be back in a little bit with more HeroesCCL. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back to Heroes CCL. I'm still Bahamut, still joined by Grubby and McIntyre, and we are in our first best of 5 of the weekend. We have Chili Mountain going up against Granit Gaming, and we sit on the precipice of Chili Mountain taking a 3-0 against Granit Gaming. It's been quite a series so far, and we're getting ready, or we might actually just be ready to get into our third map here, and we can maybe find out where we're going in just a little bit. It's been an exciting series so far. Granit Gaming has shown a lot of life, as this is going to be the map choice once again of Granit Gaming, choosing to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. For anyone that doesn't know, the losing side has either map choice or first pick priority. This will be 2 map choices in a row from Granit, choosing to take us to Tomb, which worked against Diamond Hands. Grubby, will this be the map that Granit Gaming starts the reverse sweep, or will this just be controlled, I wouldn't say controlled chaos, but just control from Chili Mountain throughout this map number 3?
Well, Chili Mountain has always turned the map against them and are able to do rotations better, even on small maps like Battlefield of Eternity. They're a little bit better at finding opportunities where none seem to be available, whereas Granit was waiting for things to happen. And that is tough. I would love for Granit to do better here, and maybe my bias is showing a bit. It's not that I favor them, it's that I want our underdog team to get some love. Basically the same situation that Chili Mountain was in last season. They've made their big fortune reversal. They're doing a lot better now, and that's awesome to see. They're kicking ass. And it's now time for Granit Gaming to do the same thing. Here's one thing for sure, though. They've only shown excellence on Kerrigan and Stitch's comps. And ever since that happened, teams have not let them get it. I expect the exact same thing to happen in this draft.
I would assume that, McIntyre, you've run into this before, where your team just dominates, whether it be in scrims or even in competitive games, where it's just like, well, nope, not going to play against McIntyre's Thrall or McIntyre's Nova. Is this pretty much just the game plan from Chili Mountain, just shut down what works and try and put Granit into an awkward draft sort of situation?
Yeah, Granit has to prove that they can win with something else, right? And the draft allows for teams to make that happen. And we see a Kerrigan ban here, probably going to be a Stitches ban as well. Until Granit can show that without these 2 characters, they can take games. There's just absolutely no reason for teams to not ban them. I will say that for me, and if you bring up past experiences that I've had with players banning strategies against the teams that I played on, what it allows you to do is it kind of lets you know what you're going to get banned against you, right? If Granit has set this kind of thing where it's like, hey, if you don't ban these 2 characters, we will pick them and we will win with them. And so that means that every other character that is not those 2, as well as their 2 bans, can be predetermined before you go to a map, before you play against a team, because you assume that the teams will ban these against you, especially mid-series, right, where we've seen Chili Mountain do that here. They are going to pick up Chromie on Azerite. Really nice. I will say I really like his Hanzo. It's good on this map, so kind of sad not to see it. It's been basically winning these games again for Chili Mountain, that last game as well. But yeah, Granit has to figure out a way to win that does not involve these 2 characters. It can be done in draft. It can be done during game. It just needs to be done, right? And right now they aren't figuring out a way to do it. I would love for them to go into something that does not involve team fighting, as weird as that sounds. Rexar is a good start, and I think Stukov is just so good and so default, and pretty much every talent tier he gets a heroic, which is really weird. But yeah, just go into something that you clear waves, you look for a turn in, you push when you get the turn in, right? It doesn't involve getting picks. It doesn't involve hitting heroics. You just play Heroes of the Storm. I think they're just so behind on map pressure, as Grubby pointed out, that I think they need to regain control of the map before they can win series. And we're seeing game number 1. We're seeing game number 2. They do not have that control. So I'd like to see them do that here. I think these are 2 good picks for it. The Ana and ETC on Chili Mountain, really aggressive here with the Chromie. Maybe seeing a few one-shots. That's all I gotta say.
I was actually leaning into a potential variant for the side of Chili Mountain, but the ETC, it just sets up even so much more with the Sana as well. So I like this a lot from Chili Mountain. There's definitely a 1-2 punch already in their draft with that Leoric being banned out. Grubby, I'm seeing your big brain starting to just kind of piece everything together. What's the transcendence you've put together?
Well, they banned the third lethal weapon for Granit, Maiev, right? Ultralisco Maiev. Pretty clever. Not actually fearing as much the Stukov combo into, a Varian taunt. Varian not as good on this map, but still, it's Varian Stukov. Very powerful combination. That could be it's Anubrak. So that works as well. Here's the thing, though. Stukov, fantastic, and he shuts down physical damage burst because of that 75. Actually, his level 4 is his heroic, right? Biotic armor, arguably better than Massive Shove. So you get the 75 physical armor, which is great, but you're already against the Chromie. Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird, like, to pick Stukov after someone has Chromie? That's normally who you would seek out to try and counter Stukov.
Oh, I love this. We were talking about this a little bit before the game started. I played a bunch of, I actually did a Falstad cosplay earlier this week or last week, and I played a bunch of different Falstad builds just to fiddle with them, because I haven't tried out Q build at all, and I've been seeing it a lot. I've been seeing a lot more of it from the European region, and so I tried it, and I was like, okay, I see it, I get it, and Falstad's level 7, the Boomerang, now has spell armor reduction. Paired with the Chromie, paired with the chain CC that you can set up through the Ana ETC. I love Chili Mountain's draft. McIntyre, though, with this Genji coming through, let's get your breakdown of this draft going into Tomb of the Spider Queen.
You know, I like what Granit's trying to do. I get it. It's a lot of high impact heroes, a lot of reset potential, looking for a pick. I just, again, kind of what I was saying, I wish that they would just go back to playing Heroes of the Storm. This draft is going to have such a hard time of dealing with the waves that Chili Mountain is sending in. They're always going to be on the back foot. Every time they look for a fight, if they win the fight, game number 1, they win the objective top, they get nothing. Game number 2, they win the objective mid, they get nothing. And the reason that they're doing that is because they have no control of the map when they win an objective. So just because you 5-man and fight and get a kill or 2 and get your objective turned in, they may turn in a spider wave, but their forts are gone. The waves are pushed to their base, and then all they're doing is basically pushing the waves back out. They're not getting anything, right? And I think that that's exactly we will see here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the reset just come out and Granite pops off. I think Chili Mountain's comp for this map is so sick, and having Azurite on that Chromie just going to destroy Granite here. I'm going to give this one to Chili Mountain.
Alrighty, McIntyre, thank you for the breakdown. We'll see you after game number 3 on Tomb of the Spider Queen, as we have Granite Gaming on the left-hand side, Skoog playing the Anubrax, Vomgrad on the Rexar, Misha playing Misha, Tai on the Genji, Ultralisk on Li Ming, and Henning playing the Stukov. For the side of Chili Mountain, who are looking to take a 3-0 through Tomb of the Spider Queen, we got Banana on the Ana, Azurite on the Chromie, Make on the Falstad, Gia playing the ETC, and Burgled on the Urel. Grubby, I would agree 100% with McIntyre here. I just feel like Chili Mountain, they've got the stronger draft, they've got the stronger playstyle, and they've got the momentum here in this best of 5 series. What are your thoughts on these two compositions going into Tomb?
I think Granite didn't grab any wave clear.
But Grubby, if you just win every team fight, you don't need to wave clear, right? Forehead is what you say, right? Am I supposed to, is that how?
Well, I'm just taking you seriously, which is how I
you should never.
This is how I cope. This is how I cope with comments like this. I'm thinking, is there actually merit to this tongue-in-cheek? And in a way, it is having pushing map objectives into a team when you don't have much push yourself can work, but I think McIntyre's words may end up being prophetic, because when the enemy team does have wave clear, they defend those pushes quite well, and you'll need to dive keeps
Why are you
to
over
get
here,
the kill.
No,
Just
hanging out, seeing the sights.
So it is auto attack build Falstad to try and pressure the Anubarak. And to utilize all the waves. It's not going too well for Granite right now. Great job by Chili Mountain. 9 HP on Stormcrotta.
I'm sorry, hello?
Did someone miss an auto?
It was.
Any autos?
Oh my god, Grubby, I had this in my Storm League games with actually one of my friends. We did this to each other where it's just like you chase down a hero and you expect your friend or someone else to do that last auto. You're like, oh, we got this. Okay, they got it. But they think that you're going to do it. So, and yeah.
The bystander effect enhanced.
Exactly. It's exactly that, Grubby. We totally didn't leave a kill because I barrel rolled in and pushed W on Falstad. That was enough. But it's just one of those
Okay,
expectations. One of those expectations. You're just like, oh, they'll get it, and then you all have that realization, like, oh crap, who's gonna actually do it? They're getting away.
I think one of the funniest things in the Nexus right now is fast starts with W barrel rolling forward into their death. Like, nothing gives me more joy than seeing that. Not seeing that, sadly, from Chili Mountain. They're just playing well, as they have been doing. Picking up gems. They're 40 gems against 30. Kills give gems, and kills can deny gems. Wow. Really? Grenade on Misha?
No mending to come out, so I guess, and that does count as a stack for Falstad, and as you were just saying, Grubby, I do believe that's a few gems that Misha drops, right? Or does she not drop gems at all? I didn't look.
She does not lose gems, but I think you get gems for killing her.
Right, okay, yeah. Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I think my verbiage was wrong on that, but okay, thank you, because it's I guess it is it's a quarter kill, it's a couple extra gems, and Chili Mountain, they're threatening turn in probably what, in 2 waves? Not even?
Yeah, they want to get their Bruiser Camp as well. Actually, Bruiser Camp means that Granit gets negative wave clear. Oh, that's good. You definitely never want to give over Bruiser Camp to Chili Mountain because you're all spell damage. Genji and Li Ming is pretty much all spell damage. And not a lot either. And not very reliable either. Dragon Blade makes things better. Actually, best wave clear is Rexar and then Dragon Blade. And there isn't that much CC that Dragon Blade should be the unwise pick. You see X Strike when Dragon Blade's too risky, but that seems okay for Granite Gaming in this case.
Barrel roll forward into Ultralisk, and Li Ming is going to get annihilated, dropping a few gems. In mid lane, though, there is the dive onto Urel. Burgle trying to back off, gets one little hit from the Ana, as well, tapping well, and Burgolt is fine right here through this bottom lane. The gank attempt did not come out in favor for Granite Gaming, though Chili Mountain, as we saw, that Li Ming did get picked off. She will be respawning already, coming back from the Hollow Storm, with 7 talents here advantage over to the side of Chili Mountain. It is actually going to be equal in talents, but level-wise, we're looking at about a level lead for Chili Mountain on map number 3, Tomb of the Spider Queen. And Spider Queen, the Web Weavers are summonable by Chili Mountain with 60 in their pockets. Temporal Loop, what's the play, Grubby?
It's from Grota. They're going to blow him up with the grenades, with the Temporal Loop. Easy kill. That's 20 gems or so. Not sure they were picked up. I think Skok just burrow charged to pick them up. Ty is on the run. I just became aware that Chili Mountain is deliberately not turning in. You and I are both like, well, they have enough gems. Can they create space? They have been deliberately delaying it. I think.
I would agree.
Or have they?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, because I realized it, as I said, how many they had, blah, 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 and I feel like it was one of those things where Chili Mountain was like, all right, grab enough for a turn-in, but then let's get a little extra so there's the potential back-to-back off of this first one.
Yes.
You have the initial wave that pushes into the front gates, opens things up, second one comes through, starts to get the major meat of the structures.
Yes, exactly. I think that's it. Gia, a little bit too far forward. First blood here for Granite Gaming. Nice turnaround as Swamp Grota stays alive against the Dragon Breath from Azurite as well. Very good by Granite to get that one kill. That's going to make this defense a lot easier. But I think you nailed it there, Bahamut, as Chili Mountain. They probably did the maths on how to get double turn in and how to make sure that you have level 10 during the first or definitely before the second objective. That's why they're not turning in at like level 6 or 7, even when you can.
Really good fight from Ake into the bottom lane to try and put pressure on the Swamp Grotto and the Misha, but Scoot looking for the flank. Misha does fall. And I've been watching this, Grubby. I don't know if we're right. I don't know if Misha actually drops gems. I keep trying to see if she does, and I haven't noticed it, but that's something for me to test off stream. Right now, we're in this game. It's Mosh Pit, it's Gust, it's all the standards for our heroics, as Ty will be the target. No, it's going to be Swamp Grotto once again. ETC zoning, Mosh Pit coming out onto the Genji. We have the Rexar falling in the bottom of the map. Maka has to barrel roll away from the damage of the structure. Gust from the Falstad to save the Crummy, who does use the timeout. Ty trying to find some damage into this. Nice deflect, does get the kill into the Ana. Chromie goes down. Falstad goes down. Cocoon onto Urel. This should be a quad kill for the side of Granite Gaming.
He is going to turn on Absorbing, and the silence didn't hit on time, so they basically healed him with all the damage they did. Then he uses Hand of Freedom and he gets away. Ouch!
Talk about a
gold.
caster curse. This is definitely a kill in your L. It's a quad kill. Granit's got it.
Oh yeah. And they're going to kill the core now too. They're going straight for it. But equalization in XP. Let's talk about what happened.
Sure.
Chili Mountain, a deep dive there, getting Rexar killed, then getting greedy. Gia not using his power slide on Rexar, thinking, hey, he's dead. Power slide on Genji, mosh pit, and then there was the interrupt. And then suddenly things weren't not looking so hot. They were extended. Genji with the flank. Granit cleans up as Chili Mountain got a little bit over-eager and over-ambitious. And that gives a chance to Granit.
This is the chances you're mentioning. So we have the Bruiser camp through mid. Top lane actually gets one little combo from Li Ming, and there's the quick rotation back to mid lane. So might have just been to catch a few gems, maybe even just get the experience. But this mid lane is going to be the big push for our Granite members. Falstad looking for a flank. Genji goes for the agility. Barrel roll from Make just to get away from the Genji. Doesn't want to get chased. But Ultralist finds a flank. Azurite takes a lot of damage. Gust from the Falstad comes out. Misha goes down. Skoog split from the friendly team. ETC trying to body block. Really good damage to force back. Oh my god, hello, Chromie? Azurite, the sniper?
He dodged right into the sandblast. Did Azurite expect that? Anubrak was on a leftwards trajectory. Azurite throws sandblast, and Anubrak doubles back and goes to the south side bush, and then takes the sandblast to the face with nano boost, by the way, and dies. I wonder whether Azurite just thought on level 1 psychology, I think it's going south, or level 3, I think he's going south, so he's going left, and then he's gonna dodge south, and then I'm gonna get him. Wow. I don't know exactly what it was, but nice kill there with that Anubrak death. A little bit extra value for Chili Mountain. They get to level 13 just ever so quicker.
15 more gems are necessary for Chili Mountain, so that's 5 waves to grab those gems. For a turn-in on the side of said Chili Mountain, that would be their second turn-in of the game, third overall on the map. And I'm just looking around to see what our setups look like, as well as some of our questing talents. We got 11 stacks on the Hunter-Gatherer from the Rexar Misha. We're going to be looking at 29 stacks on the Frequent Flyer for the Falstad, so that's going to be 29 attack damage increase. We've also got 15 out of 20 for the Prog Rocket level 1, but the fight breaks out through this bottom lane. Temporal Loop will be coming through onto the Anubrak. There was a Cocoon onto Falstad, through the mid lane. Boars unleashed by the Rexar. And Genji finds a
weird boars.
Yeah, that was maybe defensive boars, if anything, but even then it just doesn't feel necessary.
They were like a screen away from each other. The whole fight was over. He just threw boars at them out of pure spite. A bit odd. Meanwhile, though, Genji did get the camp in the bottom lane. Granit now has the superior map pressure, and they have the ability to turn in. Genji is doing so even now. Swamp Grotto needs to turn in, as do Skog and Henning. It's actually really split. Everyone has a few gems. Henning better turn in that one gem. Skog too, as Ultralisk is kind of zoned out top. Maybe they will try to have Ultralisk pay top instead. Or maybe focus on teamfight first.
Ultralisk is coming in down to this bottom lane. Ardent Defender used by the Urel. Make comes in with the barrel roll, looking for a gust angle. Will be able to gust back the enemy team. Temporal Loop, actually, it's not going to synergize. The intention was to gust before the Temporal Loop pullback or animation, and basically the gust came out just as that pull or the animation ended. So Falstad just gusted back everyone rather than the single target being split from the friendly team. So no single target blow up, and as you were mentioning, Grubby, those gems will be turned in by Granite Gaming. This will be the third web weaver on the map, second for Granite Gaming. What siege value can they find in this blue team? Ooh, dive into bottom, maybe Falstad?
Yeah, they're looking at him. They're looking at him, but he misses the barrel charge. Does get the impale though.
Is that enough?
And yeah, nice. The final auto attacks with that way of the Shimada. Genji bonus auto attack range, bonus basic attack damage as you hit a target. So yeah, nice gank. Did hit the impale, that was very important. And after Chili Mountain got so greedy in that bottom lane, Granit has been riding the wave ever since. X-Strike! Another kill, so important. A Temporal Loop on Anubrak is not going to do anything. Oh, they've got Chromie dead to rights.
Do they?
Or have they?
Tai should.
Time trap? Yeah.
Time Trap comes out a second too late, if you will, and this is big push through the mid lane. The Death Waves coming out from the core to defend, but the Death Waves from the Web Weaver also pushing in as well. 27 on Chromie, 15 on the ETC for Respawn. Keeping mid lane goes down, keeping bottom lane should fall. Is this the call to go core from Granit Gaming? Will this be the start of a potential turnaround or reverse sweep? We'll have to see. It's 16 talent to your advantage, and Granit Gaming seemingly gonna back off right now and continue to play the map rather than go for core.
Yeah. I mean, they're so massively ahead suddenly. Ever since they collapsed expertly on Chili Mountain's greedy foray into the bottom fort, Granit has been ahead. They got their double keep now. Now it's time to play it safe, turn in, prevent enemy turn-ins, grab Bruiser, create problems everywhere on the map. Basically what Chili Mountain's been doing to them in the whole series. And then you play from a place of comfort, from a place of vision.
I'm looking around the minimap, I'm looking at talents, and I'm just trying to piece together, is this enough for Granit momentum-wise to turn this game around, or do Granit need some bigger plays? Okay, so Cocoon onto ETC. Gust pushes back the enemy's side. Chia able to back off, so no combo into the cow, as Burgle needs to back off with 43 gems on this Urel, and that is the most. That is actually the piggy bank, if you will, for the side of Chili Mountain. We're looking at 2 to 7 gems on the rest of the team.
Bahamut, we don't always have to do both teams equally. We want to quickly jump into Granit?
Let's do it. Let's get into Granit comms.
Big armor.
Looped.
Here.
They have heal for me.
I'm
They have heal for me.
That's done.
Tapping
I'll
out
write
the
with one
rest.
in the back.
Using
Yeah,
Or
it's
Corey is
slowed.
gonna get pressured in a sec.
Can we all go core?
Right here. Come.
If
Come
they
with
start
me,
it,
I think.
I think you go mid for center back so they don't do both.
They will. Yeah.
We can clear bot lane as well. Don't want to get fucked though.
They're just finishing it, yeah.
I can stun him. Oh, he booped it.
I need to leave now.
I'm scared.
They're gonna have loop in like 5 seconds.
UAV.
Can we kill ETC maybe with Misha's
Oh,
stun?
fast done.
Fast stun,
I mean, I
fast
can
stun,
stun them for you, but
Yeah.
we're losing this, right?
Try to live, yeah. I mean, we're...
Let's clear the boss. We have to keep
Yeah.
some. We're getting the fuck out. They're gonna pay with camps, but we can actually save the game now.
A core call that really wasn't all invested, and since there was that little bit of indecision, I would say, Grubby, through the comms that we were hearing, it's going to be a double kill for Chili Mountain, who grabbed the boss, find the fort through top lane, and the Web Weaver phase through all these lanes. Was that too greedy, Grubby?
I mean, going core...
What?
Going core is something that you place. You're placing an option. You're forcing a move from the enemy, but you have to be very clear on whether you're going to pull the lever and go fully for it. A lot of teams get this wrong. Actually, I got this wrong today with my team in Storm League. You go for the core the moment someone shows up. The moment you realize that it was bad, you have to accept the sunk cost fallacy and just say like, okay, never mind. Pull back, because you have to realize all the tools there are. Temporal Loop was a good cooldown that was called on a 5-second cooldown or so, someone said. Nice timekeeping, it was actually 11, not bad. But then Gust, like how do you get away? How do you get away? And going core to force people to back and then you defend core, that's fine. No, let's focus on the future, as still Granit is in a very good spot. They will be down level 20, and there is pretty much another turn-in available for Chili Mountain. But Granit almost gets their own 20 as well. They definitely don't have to do anything rash now and allow themselves to get caught or try to get like a catch here. Just defend bot, get your own level 20. It's pretty much there. What is this? Why Cocoon engage at 20? before 20.
ETC tried to actually power slide in onto Rexar, who used the feign death right there. The boars with the kill command will go out immediately. That does have a root.
Oh, the roots.
Urel self-cleanse. Gia has the Bolt of the Storm to be able to get away. Banana with 400 health is trying to get away from Misha. Repulsion sets up the kill for Misha. Temporal Loop, Mosh Pit. There's going to be a lot of damage going out. Temporal Loop does have the level 20 upgrade. Ultralisk able to back away. Gia very low on this ETC. X-Strike from the Genji will be sidestepped. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Burgle's able to get away with their 32 Drems. Does take a big combo from Li Ming, but the core attempt is happening once again. All that's dead is an Ana. Is this enough to call for core, Grubby? Big gust with Wind Tunnel.
I think you can. I mean, Ana isn't here. There's no healer, so I think you go for core, but you focus on kills because there is no healer. Oh, nice time trap by Azerite. ETC, he gets silenced though. He gets burrow charged. Granit Gaming, I think they might have done it actually with that kill. They get foul stun as well. Great job there by Ultralisk and Ty. It was sloppy. It wasn't always pretty. But finally, Granit Gaming with everything that happened. A wrong call here, but also a lot of good stuff happening. Great Genji play. Ultralisk definitely recovered from the early game as well. The stuns started hitting. The macro play started improving in this series. And Granit gets a difficult, little bit chaotic, in true Granit Gaming fashion. They get a victory. They get the third map, and we're going to see more.
I was memeing about, just kill the enemy team forehead and win, but that kind of was the case as we saw Granit Gaming. Well, it was 10-10 in kills right at the end of that game. And let's get McIntyre back in here. I want to get your thoughts on the chaos that erupted on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I have like such a smile on my face. I feel like I just got back from like a fiesta, right? I'm learning that if I don't believe in Granit at all, they will make me believe in them. Mm-hmm. And this game, I still don't know if I believe in them. A wild back and forth game. I think play that really pushed Granit into this game was that bottom lane quad kill. Actually, it was a triple kill. Sorry, the Urel did get away. All the momentum shifted when Granit was able to pick up that triple kill in the bottom lane, and they got control of the map, which is something that they have not been able to do all series. Actually, it was the first time we saw Granit in control of the map, and they were able to dictate kind of the pace of Chili Mountain, right, to the point that they got their turn-ins, they pressured mid, they pressured bottom, and then the boss call happens, and we all were like, okay, this is a pretty good boss call. Like, yeah, it'll definitely force a fight, and the fight went a little lopsided. I would actually argue, the Anub gets picked, and now all of a sudden, okay, we're not fighting anymore. We're going to go core. I would argue that they could have continued to fight there, actually. Chili Mountain was pretty weak after that fight, and the boss technically fights for them in that case. So it'd still be like a 5v5 if Chili Mountain forced it. The boss call is not made. Instead, they go for the core call. And this is where we really, the music begins. We start to go into chaos mode. Boss is called. We realize that time loop is up. We realize that ETC is defending. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? We don't even really know. We're all just trying to live. We're kind of in trouble. Chili Mountain gets a great position back into the map. They have control. They get the turn in, pushing top, pressuring, and it all ends with a nice pick on Ana, actually, from the Genji. Able to pick Ana, pressure mid, get back in that power position. I think for me, what I've learned in this game, in this series, is that Stukov is actually the winner. Whichever team Stukov is on just wins. The character just seems really strong. He just fills. We talked about wave clear, and actually Stukov's wave clear is decent. He just fills a lot of holes that comps are missing. And here we saw Granit just kind of able to get a win here on the back of a couple good plays and an interesting series. Excited for game number 4. I mean, who knows what's going to happen now.
Map number 4 is going to be really interesting. We're going to be waiting to find out what the players decide to do at that one. So in that time, we'll continue talking about what we just kind of saw and what we went through. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I want to get both of your opinions on this. To start with Grubby, Do you think that if Chili Mountain didn't have that engagement through bottom lane, and we're we're talking about this a lot, but I feel like that was a dynamic moment in the game for Granite Gaming. If Chili Mountain didn't play that bottom lane so aggressive, didn't feed those couple kills, do you think the game would have been any different, or do you think the momentum was just constantly shifting over to Granite Gaming as the map went on and on and on?
I think it started kind of as a smart engage.
Okay.
It was one of those creative engages that gets you kills and further snowballs. They found another time. They had already killed Ultralisk twice top. They already killed Rexar twice. They went for a third time, very tilting to die again as the offlaner. They backstab the forward. They get the kill. They got greedy.
Okay.
When ETC said, while killing Rexar, I'm also going to go forward in Mosh Pit, he committed his whole team to be stuck against the wall. I still wonder, was it actually Granite Gaming's tenacity and reaction speed that allowed them to clean up? Or was it just a pure throw by Chili Mountain? I don't know which one. I want to do justice to the team that managed to clean that up as well. But not making that play or just focusing on Rexar, I think they had a stranglehold on that game.
Okay.
They could have gone for that second turn in.
Yeah, because it just I'm sitting here and I'm on that fence as well, Grubby. Let's find out where we're heading for map number 4, and I want to get Mac's thoughts on that bottom lane engagement as well. Was it kind of just the members of Granite Gaming who opted for first pick priority, or excuse me, Chili Mountain actually opting for map pick priority here? Excuse me, I got that flipped around. Wow, okay, so Chili Mountain's trying to take us to a giant map. But that bottom lane engagement, was that just a big turning point for Granite, or was it just a blunder by Chili Mountain and the momentum was hard shift at that point?
I think it pretty much goes both ways. Yeah,
okay.
Granite bounced back into the game. Chili Mountain let go of the lead that they had. They've done such a good job of getting the map under their control. You know, they were able to take, I think, top towers for just free, just because they had the waves pushed there in the beginning of the game. It was looking pretty grim for Granite as well, just mentally, for a team to just get picked over and over, and they're losing towers and they're losing turn-ins, and kind of, you know, that dive bottom reignited Granite. They were able to get their own turn in. They were able to get the pressure mid. They just kind of got a little gas, right? And because of that, they were able to continuously find picks, find good fights, and get back control of the game. Had Chili Mountain not done that, that's one of those things where I don't think, you know, skill is not necessarily involved in decisions like that. And I think that's a really unique part about Heroes of the Storm, is that it's possible to win games by just making good decisions and not, you know, clicking buttons better. Obviously, all these players can push buttons really well, but I think that there is a beauty to the game that doesn't involve that. And this was a misstep from Chili Mountain's side, where they got a little excited. They were kind of feeling themselves. They're up 2-0. I mean, sure, lose a game, right? Win this next one. But yeah, Granite able to capitalize on it. And here we are now in game number 4. Alternate Pass, as you said, Baha, a massive map. Massive. Big. Rotations take a while. And Kerrigan is not going to have any of those rotations. Let's just put it out.
Nah, she's not. And Falstead will be a respect ban. I think this goes back to our conversation earlier at the start of this best of 5 series between the three of us, when we were saying Granite Gaming, they like to play on these smaller maps, and I think that was specifically why Chili Mountain opted for map pick priority rather than going for first pick priority in this 4th map, because Chili Mountain's like, all right, Granite, you know what? You've struggled on these larger maps. You struggled on Inferno Shrines to kick off this best of 5 series. Let's see how you do on Alterac Pass. Macro's massive here. Camp timing is a big deal, because while there is the objective phase, the real objective, as we all know, is the null camp through mid lane. It's a minute 30 cooldown on that timer. You want to constantly get that camp out, because not only does it reduce enemy armor, but it reduces structural armor as well. So your siege potential is amplified very, very high. And I guess this is this GG McIntyre right now? Stukoff was picked up on Chili Mountain. Okay.
I'm glad that you're also
I'll write it in my
recognizing
book. I'll write it in my book. I guess I'm calling for Chili Mountain.
I'm glad you recognize that as well. Stukoff has been selected by Chili Mountain. GG. It's been fun. This was a really good series. Yeah. Good 1-2 for sure. A good 1-2.
It is a really good 1-2 for the push potential, as we see a Brightwing and Diablo paired with the Tychus on the side of Granite Gaming. This is looking reminiscent from game number 1, Grubby, except, you know, we got the Brightwing in for the side of Granite this time.
Yeah, instead of Anduin, we also have a slower Hogger prioritization. Even though he's quite good at taking the Hogger camp, he's not as fast as
Yeah.
he used to be. You used to be able to do it in like 8 seconds. Now it takes more like, I don't know, like 13 seconds or something. Greymane actually takes it faster.
Really? Oh.
I think so.
Okay.
Or maybe like I was Hogger against a Greymane that kept taking faster. Maybe he got help. I don't know.
That's no.
Yeah, Hogger doesn't take it as fast anymore. Still surprising not to see him pick it up, but they're happy with the Brightwing pick here because there's no Ana on the other side who can throw a bomb on Diablo to prevent that big burst heal. So it can give a lot of healing to Diablo. Nice on a big map like that as well to get the beat-ups.
Mortal Strike is not available either, as the variant was banned out, and at least that's what I'd be leaning into. Or even just the Shield Breaker. I mean, both of those are optional, as Brightwing typically goes into the Peekaboo, which does give you some shielding to the target. That does with the Polymorph. As we get into this, though, Mac, I want to start picking your brain about this, because we've got quite the unfold on the draft with this Greymane Leoric on the right-hand side.
You know, the Greymane pick is interesting for me, actually. Gives them a lot of boss pressure. I want to say that last pick is going to be a Tyrael for the side of Chili Mountain, something that can capture bosses. Could be a Mei as well. We'll see what Granit does here. Do need an off laner, probably a camp taker as well, somebody that does good siege. Could be a Rainer with, could be a
Diva?
yeah, it's really good too. Mathiel also fairly effective. I got excited there, but then I didn't because I'm not really sure what the Mathiel is doing here. There's no character that you're targeting with the Mathiel pick, right? I'd actually argue that Leoric can beat him in lane if the Leoric player plays it properly. Mathiel is a resource character, not in the health department, but in the mana department, and Leoric can sustain him enough through his Drain, Osin's Renewal, that eventually it gets to a point where Mathiel has no more mana, cannot drain anymore. So it's an interesting solo lane matchup. But the Maev is really powerful. Obviously, you can go the Cleave talent at level 1 and kind of do the camps for the side of Granit. The Anub picked up as the last pick. Really strong front line, very safe, and a good character to shut down, Mathiel, Maev. Any of those characters that are kind of trying to be explosive and make something happen, you can cocoon them up, kind of stop them from doing anything. And with a character, like Tychus, who wants to be in an Odin, there's actually not a lot of web break on the side of Granit to get people out once they've been wrapped up. So I think both of these comps are pretty interesting because Alterac Pass is such a big map. You would think that people would be playing for the map. These comps almost look like an Infernal Shrine draft, right?
A little bit, yeah.
We're not seeing the ABBA. We're not seeing Vikings. We're not seeing the stuff that we would normally expect to see here. So, I mean, for me, I think Chili Mountain has been the better team here. I think they have the better draft, technically. The win conditions for both sides, I would say that Chili Mountain's going to try to win off of just camp pressure and side pressure. And Granit's going to be looking to pick off the Leoric, pick off the Anubarak, and win the actual objective on the map and push with it. I'm going to give it to Chili Mountain.
Alrighty, McIntyre, thank you as always for your breakdown and analysis. We'll see you after Alterac Pass with the members of Granite Gaming on the left-hand side looking to continue this best-of-5 series. We got Svamgrada on the Malthael, Ty on the Tychus, Ultralisk on Maev, Henning playing the Brightwing, and Skoog on the Diablo. For the right-hand side, we're looking over at Chili Mountain. Make going to be playing Sylvanas, Banana on the Stukov, Burgult on the Leoric, Azerite on Greymane, and Gia on the Anubarak. I'm going to lean into Chili Mountain here as well, Grubby. Part of me wants a Game 5 for that because maybe that's the way that, you have to not believe in Granite and then they win the game or something. I don't know. What are your thoughts going into this match?
First of all, really cool move by Chili Mountain to do... to actually deviate... Oh, Stukov? You okay, Stukov? Don't tell me he's okay. Yeah, okay. It's a cool move to actually play both towers push. You have Sylvanas, you have Anubarak, both can push towers for free without taking damage. And they sent 2 top, 2 bot. And the moment 2 top showed... Oh, Swamp Grotto, not again! The moment 2 top showed, Granit sent everyone top. And then we got a few shots from the Stukov Sylvanas bot, so that was cool.
Polymorph.
Nice kill.
Gia, goodbye. An explosive start here, Grubby.
Sylvanas on the tower again. Chili Mountain is #playing the map. Yes, they may have lost 2 heroes, but they have a tower down and they have 60% from another tower. What does Granite have? They have ephemeral experience advantage. very, very transitory, and it is going to go away at some point. But those towers will always be dead, so I like the way that Chile is playing this big map. It makes a lot of sense to take them to such a big map. I'm also putting a question mark why Malthael was picked in general.
I agree.
I don't see any targets for Malthael. He is best against chunky front lines that have no shields, that rely on health. It's the exact opposite of what we have here in the front line. And then there's people that can kill him so fast if he dives, like Grayman and Sylvanas. Then there's the silence from Stukov. I don't totally see it. They have a tank busting comp with Tychus Malthael against not a tanky tank who relies on shields. So, but we'll see. It's still a very potent blow up, and Gia will feel those blow ups anytime he doesn't have his burrow charge to get away. And let's not forget how dangerous Ultralisk's Maiev is.
It's very true. The Umbral Bind setup, the Warden's Cage containment, this could be a big factor as well. I'm just also looking at the playmaking ability of Azerite Make just on the Greymane and the Sylvanas. The sustained damage, the chase potential, it's huge for Chili Mountain here. So that's the one thing that I'm excited to see as these fights do break out. I'm expecting also this first objective phase to go pretty much standard. Oh, Anubrak, you're, I don't know. There's no way you make it out of this. Yeah. Wait, maybe? Hold on.
Way? Is there a way? Can Skog get away?
I know. What are cooldowns looking like? What are cooldowns looking like for this Anubrak? He's got everything. Tychus gonna try.
Anubrak.
Anubrak is gonna try and get away from Tychus. He's got some beetles. Is there a burrow? No, burrow's up and available. You beat burrows. But the jailers.
The grenades. The auto attack. The shield.
Wait.
The flare.
The level 4. The level 4. The Great Escape, all because of Shed Exoskeleton. The Great Escape from Anubrak. I'm putting that in my notebook, and that's going on a highlight reel. That is just the Great Escape right there. That was so well played from Gia.
But come on, Ultralisk, he gets the Umbral Bind, and he knows Burrow Charge is available if Tychus tells him that. And he walks away to trigger the pull, but Burrow Charge happens, and he cleanses it, right? He should have followed the Anubrak, making sure that Anubrak stays unmounted, doesn't use Burrow Charge. By following, he would keep the tether, then pull him. I mean, Granit definitely could get the kill there. Great escape by Gia, but a little bit embarrassing. Loving the combo, though. This combo has been absolutely sick. Gets away again. The level 4?
Every single time, it's a dive onto Anubrak, and he's able to burrow away. While that's happening, Leoric is getting pressure top. Actually, Leoric up in top lane was chasing the Tychus, but there's a fight breaking out in bottom lane. Ultralisk getting a lot of damage, taking a lot of damage from Azerite. Polymorph from the right wing that phase shifts in. The Umbral Bind pulls back this Greymane, and Banana does not have enough healing. Skoog comes in with the Shadow Charge looking for another kill, and the setup is going to be there. There's no Burrow Charge from Banana. He's going to throw us lurking arm on the ground and goes down.
But this is really sick combo, though. Like basic ability combos that Granit is doing. They have been pushed by Sylvanas, Greymane, and Nubarak here and there. They've lost walls. But the kill power of this combo is sick. I've never seen this before. You bring them in with Umbral Bind, polymorph them so that you can make sure to hit your overpowered Shadow Charge. That is a lot of displacement and kill power. And as much as their macro buttons have been pressed, as much as Anubrak got away once, that's first 4 to Granit. Even as the objective is won for Chili Mountain. But now let's see what Chili can do back. They're pushing hard in the top. Tychus is trying to be safe by Henning.
Lockdown onto the tower from the Black Arrows from Make will come out, and that's enough to get the kill into Ty. Part of me actually feels like the objective phase was like, okay, Granite Gaming's winning the map kind of right now. Let's go to objective, and maybe they kind of force the engagement. But the objective goes free over to the side of Chili Mountain. Azerite taking a lot of damage. Anubrak Impale was so critical right there to save Azerite.
Yeah.
And Tychus went down in top. He's going to respawn in 2 seconds here. Greymane's already moved into mid lane. And we have Leoric going to probably rotate the bottom. But Greymane in mid, maybe finding a kill onto Malthael? No, nothing on Malthael just yet.
There's good silences too by Banana Age to stop the combo from time to time, together with that Impale from Anubrak. Mid general is being defended quite well. Top is still pushing, which will keep wall damage. The bottom one hasn't arrived yet, so they're gonna split Malthael top. It will just kill the gate, and then 4 defense in the bottom. Not a bad defense at all by Granit.
York Wraith walks away. If Malthea was down here, there could have been an application of last rites. And I feel like part of me was sitting here very unsure of what Malthea was going to take at 10. Was it going to be Tormented Souls? Was it going to be last rites? And I feel with Chili Mountain getting away with so many slivers of health consistently, this last rites is one of those like, all right, I will confirm these kills for my team, the Malthea player saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's there's nothing to save them when you drop them that low and you pop a last rites. No invulnerability on the side for Chili Mountain or anything. So just more single target blow up comp, really doubling down on that combo. Boss for boss, both in front of an open fort, which means you have plenty of time to react. These bosses, the way that these bosses work, they don't do a lot of damage when you defend because they keep slowing down for a slam.
Yeah.
And Granit isn't defending yet. It makes it to the tower, which means every slam actually is going to hit the buildings. It's much better if you can intercept it midway. And they were slow to respond.
Bottom lane cleared by the Leoric, but right now in mid lane, that's going to be the real story. There's a lurking arm underneath the Maiev, so no vault to the Warden. She actually pops it immediately coming out of the lurking arm. Warden's cage used. Apocalypse coming out. Gia should go down. Make to follow. Camp in mid lane was actually being cleared by Greymane and Banana, so there wasn't really much support to Make and Gia during that engagement.
This is looking really, really cool by Granit Gaming. A lovely combo. Showing why their third lethal weapon is Maiev after Kerrigan and after Stitches. They suddenly have a purpose again. Every time when Granit Gaming has a clear purpose of how they can do like a setup, they look much better. And
phase shift.
Ultralisk will survive. Nice save by Henning. Meanwhile, Azurite drops really low. He's not going to get away. Burgold is trying to go away with the spooky wave, but he actually drops himself here in the center, perhaps to help peel for Banana H. Oh, that massive shove missed a bit.
Maybe Stukov was trying to massive shove Burgold to safety. Unfortunately, that hasn't
He's
been
like,
patched.
don't help me.
That hasn't been patched in the game yet. There's no friendly massive shove, but that would actually be. It'd be
Wouldn't that be
that'd
sick?
be a fun talent to do with your friends. It'd be awful in Storm League when you have like your friendly Stukov just massive shoving you into the death zone on Towers of Doom or something. But if you're with your friends,
Massive shove hammer into enemy core.
Exactly. So it's just like, hey, Hammer, go hit the core. It's like, wait, no, I don't want to be this close, but. There you go, Blizzard. That's not
really
it's not a toxic talent whatsoever. No one would ever utilize that to, make someone on your friendly side have a bad Storm League game. No.
That happened to me 2 days ago with an allied garage.
Oh no. Oh, it
Still happens even in Master
yeah,
Diamond.
I'm not surprised. I mean, Friendly Hook, I'm sure, has a few moments like that as well. Especially with Stitches being more popular now. But what is happening on the map is our second objective phase. How do we know that? First one's 30 seconds of channel time, second one's 40 seconds, third one onward is 50 seconds of total channel time. So still our second objective on the map here with 16 seconds channeled in favor of the sides of, I believe, Granite Gaming, but Greymane split.
Nice combo there by Skok. He does get attacked a bit, but the silence misses. Brightwing's heal will proc. There's an Entomb, but where could the follow-up possibly be, really? Shadow Charge available again, but nicely blocked by Burgold. Chili Mountain is up against it. They are actually down a fort, they're down a level, and they are 2-1 in total best of 5 score. Top lane is kind of evened out, so it's all about who can find the first engage. They're gonna try to go for Diablo once again. This time the root hits, there's no Brightwing Z, and we have Granite split. They were thinking they could just leisurely get level 16, but they did get picked off. However, Diablo had souls. He's coming back, and the counter kill is there. Ultralisk jumps in, tries to get the Umbro Bind on the next target.
The Orc gets hit with the last rites. That's going to be a second stack over to the Malthael, so he's got 5 seconds off of that 70-second cooldown. So 60 seconds will be the cooldown for last rites. And Skoog goes for the channel. As I mentioned beforehand, only 16 more seconds were necessary, and it's looking like second objective phase over to Granite Gaming. This will be Granite's first objective on the map.
All right. Granite gets the objective. Chili Mountain. I feel like we should get into Chili Mountain comms at some point, see how they're getting on at this time. Do you think now would be a good moment?
Let's hear how they defend on the side of Chili Mountain.
Yeah, Malta to stop. We can just deep push mid for free. We're 16.
Yeah.
I'm trying bot lane.
Yeah, we can maybe even take Zac top tower here and take bot tower with D after. Okay, I will chill. Malta is still top though.
I think this
we're
might be
clear.
here.
Yeah, it's clear bottom for free. We can maybe look for this guy.
Yeah.
Snowy.
No souls. Remember, no
Nice.
souls.
Run us down here.
As well.
Malta is still mid.
Yes, Malta is mid. Don't be afraid. We win this hard. Go. I silence on this. Kill him fast before. TP.
I'm on Diablo.
Okay, stunning. Nah, I thought he wanted to defend mid.
Really amazing calls to begin with, and then it just absolutely falls apart, Grubby. The moment one person falls in Chili Mountain, the comms go silent.
Yeah, we do not win this, actually.
Unfortunate.
I do agree with Make. You're
Yeah.
equal talents. You are 5v4. Everyone starts running away in fear, basically, of Ultralisk and what's been happening to them. Right? By Ultralisk and his team. It's not just him, for sure. It's the whole team. That fear is noticeable. But in theory, you should take that 5v4, even though the risk is great. The risk is great because generals are still pushing various lanes, and Diablo had no souls. Felt like they could do it if they actually started with the initiative. If Sylph hadn't dropped so low because team was running, maybe it is possible. However, maybe it's not the safest. I like those ambitious goals. I have a fairly high risk-taking index compared to some players, I suppose. Not always for the best, for sure. But theoretically, that's the moment where you turn it, because you are losing. But the whole team wasn't on board with it.
No.
Maybe defending mid, keeping 3 keeps, you still allow the opponent to make a mistake.
Massive shovel miss. Commandeer Odin comes down. Apocalypse used by Diablo. Haunting Wave gets Make out of the engagement. Banana falling very low on the wrong side of this engagement. We do have Diablo in the cocoon on the left, or on the bottom right side. Boss was grabbed, but last rites goes out into Burgled, and this is going to be Chili Mountain hemorrhaging players through this just... Yeah, boss was grabbed, but you just lost 2 key members on your team.
Yeah. Ignore the boss. Go core. You've got. Can you go core 5v3? Actually, I don't think you go core, right?
On the side of Granite Gaming?
Yeah, because Maiev doesn't have the best core damage, nor does Malthael. Only Tychus, and he needs Odin to do so safely. And it still has 20 armor, and even if you get it down to 1%, it doesn't mean anything because it heals. So yeah, you get the keep. The core now has 20 armor. You get the objective. You still have plenty of a window until level 20. It gets you the final keep, and then you collapse with all 3 raiders onto the core, and that's how you win. I don't see any way for Granit to lose the game from this point onwards.
Well, a big blunder could be a turnaround point for Chili Mountain. Maybe someone on Granite steps too far forward. That'll just have to be, well, we'll have to see how it all unfolds, because, as you mentioned, it's 20 talents here to level 19. Chili Mountain, though, wants to try and make not a desperation, but just a play on this map. Make and Ultralisk having the 1v1 on the left-hand side of our screen. Will the Wailing Arrow be enough? Ultralisk is able to get away. The face shield from Brightwing does come out, but that means that Tychus will be the target. That's the blunder that the members of Chili Mountain needed. But does Azurite get shredded here? Diablo finds the devastating charge value. Apocalypse comes out from Diablo. Warden's Cage will be there from Maiev. Lacerates goes into Banana. He doesn't go down from that, but still gets picked up by the Maiev. It's a 1-for-1 so far. The objective phase goes over to the side of Granite Gaming. Make so very low goes down to the Malthael, as we have Greymane getting picked off by Maiev as well. Skoog so very low goes down. Souls reset on Diablo, but the objective phase still won out by the members of our blue team, with Gia able
Leoric
to get away, but Leoric
1v5
is going to find the kill onto Diablo.
Yeah, he got Diablo. Diablo's souls reset, nearly got, but she used Invisible Friends to pop over on Swamp Grotto there on the Malthael in order to get away. And now it's that situation. They did lose Tychus early, but this should be enough to just go for core.
The objective phase does amplify your damage, and let's see, will this be enough amplified damage? The Brightwing is able to juke the barrow charge from Gia. There's a cocoon onto Diablo. He's cleared out of that. Last Rites gets the kill onto Nubarak. And this will be Burgle going down as well. The core shall fall. And ladies and gentlemen, the members of Granite Gaming have done it again. They're taking us to a game number 5 and setting up a potential reverse sweep. A second reverse sweep potential for the side of Granite Gaming. Up against Diamond Hands in week number 4, Granite Gaming was in this exact same spot, losing the first 2 maps, winning the third and fourth map, and then falling on that 5th map. Will that be the case here, or will this be a Granite Gaming win up against Chili Mountain? Grubby, it's been a good game so far, but I got to get McIntyre's thoughts on that game that we just saw.
You know, I think I overlooked a really key part about the side of Granite's draft actually here was that they drafted wave clear. So when I was thinking about Mathiel and I was saying, well, you know, what is this character doesn't really counter anything, right? I had forgot about the fact that he does clear waves very well, right? And I think for once this game, Granite had control over the map over Chili Mountain. They were playing it better. They had better wave clear characters. And what that allowed for was the combo between the Diablo, the Maev, and the Brightwing, right? They were able to roam the map, look for kills, find those kills, and kind of get an advantage from that, right? And they maintained a level lead pretty much throughout the game once they started finding those first picks. So it leads to desperation from the side of Chili Mountain. And we saw when we jumped into the comms there, Make is calling, let's look for a fight. We need to look for a fight. We're even leveled. This is our chance. He goes all in on the Maev, but just so slightly misses the kill before the Brightwing Z's in, and a turn happens. I know a lot of people will knock a play like that and say that, you know, why not just back up and defend? But like Grubby said, you can't just continue to defend. If you do that, eventually your base will die. That's just not how the game's designed. Turtling to a point where you possibly could come back into the game is why you defend the base. And I think that they had defended a base well enough to get them that even talent tier, possibly find that pick and get themselves back into the game. They go for it, unable to find it. And, you know, just slowly but surely, Granite able to win the objective, push in as a team and win the fight. There was a very close blunder there. I think Tychus died. He was a few seconds off of Odin. Things got a little shaky, but so much sustain, so much health. Great Brightwing play from Henning. Keep his team alive, able to win. And now here we are going to game number 5. I guess the key is if we do not believe in Granite, they will make us believe in. And maybe here slowly but surely I'm becoming a believer.
I mean, I'm starting to fall into that category as well. Maybe I just have to root for Chili Mountain and Granite Gaming will be like, wait, no, Bahamut, you're wrong. But what we're not wrong about is the break that we do have to go to. We're going to be taking a little time right here just to stretch our legs, get another glass of water, and get prepared for game number 5. This will also give a chance for Granite Gaming to, consider what their attack plan will be to maybe win their first series in Heroes CCL Season 2. In this break time, we'd like to thank you all for supporting Heroes CCL. I did see that we broke $11,000 today, so thank you all so very much for supporting Heroes CCL. If you'd like to check out the custom match Reno page, ! Prize pool will get you a link over to that in Twitch chat. We'd also like to let you all know that this weekend, PSD, our new sponsor, is going to be giving away 4 sets of underwear to 3 lucky winners to celebrate our new partnership. Type ! Giveaway to get a link in chat. And as a reminder, that giveaway is not US only. It is not region locked at all. So if you are in Mexico and you'd like to get yourself just an amazing set of underwear, go ahead and type ! Giveaway. And we also want to encourage you to check out the PSD catalog. ! PSD will get you a link over to the Wisdom curated page. And if you like any of those underwears, you can add them to your shopping cart and use Wisdom, WISDOM, in the checkout to be able to get 20% off of your order. But as I said beforehand, we're going to take a short little break. We'll be right back with game number 5. Can Chili Mountain close this out and keep Granite Gaming from getting a win, or will Granite Gaming get their first win in Heroes CCL Season 2? We'll see you all in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Heroes CCL. We were talking about absolutely nothing related to Heroes the Storm in our break, and we are ready to get into game number 5 of our first best of 5 of the day. We are going to be seeing Granit Gaming go up against Chili Mountain, but before we even get into the discussion, I do believe there is a redemption that needs to happen here. Thank you all so much at home for supporting Heroes CCL, and at this time we'd like to thank you by getting the good boy on stream. Come here, bud. Come here. Come get a treat. Come get some treats. Come get some treats because Twitch chat loves you. Can I get a little high five? A little high five? Come on, over here. There you go, good boy. Alrighty. Thank you all so much at home for supporting Heroes. You don't want another one? I got another one right here, bud. You want it too? Come here. 2 high fives. High five. Other paw. Oh. Other paw. No. We did our best. He actually knocked it out of my hand, but he still gets it either way. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for supporting Heroes CCL. I just totally did not dump all of the treats on my desks. So anyways, Grubby, McIntyre, how are you feeling about this game number 5? Are you excited to get into our 5th map in this first best of 5 of the day?
It's potentially our second total reverse sweep. So this is exciting. It's potentially our first Granit Gaming victory. And they've taken us to their map choice, Towers of Doom. A fantastic map for Stitches. Therefore, I don't think we'll be seeing a Stitches being allowed to come out. I think Chile will ban it. But will they ban Maiev or Kerrigan? And who will get the Stukov? And Stukov lost for the first time in this series. So everything is possible now. I think when we called GG T minus 3 minutes of the game, it was too early.
Well, man, you might have a point with that, Grubby. It might have been a little too soon for me to call it in the literal 3rd pick in the draft to say it's GG. It goes over to Mountain. But McIntyre, the setup for this map, it's pretty intense. Like, Chili Mountain had a strong game number 1 and 2, seemingly, and we were joking about it, not losing any of their structures, maybe a little bit of a front gate or two here and there. But now we're seeing Chili Mountain looking like there's an Achilles heel that Granit Game has found.
Yeah, it's seeming like Granit's drafts, they're diving deeper into the, let's cause chaos, right? Which is great for them. They definitely strive when it's team fight oriented drafts, when they can look for those skirmishes, find those skirmishes. And I think Granit also is kind of finding a way to make those skirmishes happen without losing the map, right? Game number 1 and 2, you just highlighted it. They had no control of the map, and because of that, those skirmishes never really gained them anything. In these past 2 games, every time a fight has happened, they've gotten a lead from it. And what's great is we are on Towers of Doom, which is a map where when you fight for a shrine, and when you win, you channel that shrine and you get damage on the core. So if things are lining up the way that they have, this series kind of has been unfolding, I actually do think that Granit is in a great position here. But we see Chili Mountain taking the Storm League after losing 18 games in a row. Character Tychus, they are now, they've now lost 2 in a row. Maybe they're trying to bounce back. And I'll be honest, like, the Tychus continues to look good every time he's taken. Odin is so powerful. The wave clear is so powerful. And the follow-up even from the character outside of Odin, very good in the early game. So I like this first pick coming out from the side of Chili Mountain.
It also denies something we've seen Granit Gaming grab in a lot of these matches, which is going to be the Tychus in the first pick slot. So with that, Tychus stolen away, Stukov Varian. Oh, but Grubby, let me get your thoughts on this Lucio Diablo.
Lucio, long known as one of the counters to Varian. If he stays back and he's not the one that gets taunted, he can actually save someone with that high 5 on a 20-second cooldown, cleanse for the whole team, and stop the Stukov Varian combo. But since having hated Lucio for so long and losing to him and asking my team to ban him, I've started maining him. He's my most played hero now, just to learn more about him. And Lucio actually doesn't necessarily have a chance to save a blow-up target if Stukov gets the expanding silence. You cannot walk into the silence. If you get interrupted on your way to the high 5, then you can't get the save. However, you can counterplay this by high-fiving someone else first, receiving self-cleanse for a second, then scooting through the Stukov silence. But the positioning needs to be good, so you'll do a a tag 1-2. So if Diablo gets blown up, let's say, then Lucio needs to go on Tychus and then on Diablo. So it is a pretty cool skill matchup. I do love that pickup. He's really good on this map, Lucio. How are they going to counter it? You need some good single target damage in case he's in your face. You don't just want to be all mages. Sylvanas is fantastic for that. She can also hit a mind control past the wall where he's going to be skating maybe to try and blow him up if that's her choice.
I like how everything's unfolded so far, and it's a little like Granit has a really good composition being built out together right here. So into the solo double soak, I'm assuming we're going to see the Rexxar matching the Leoric. Actually,
oh wow,
whoa! So I was wondering why we were seeing the Malfield ban. It's because this triple frontline hyper carry Tychus is coming out from Chili Mountain.
Yeah, and now we, take away the ability to get picks, right? Because the Misha is always going to play out up front, protect any sort of, pick potential that they're looking for. But Maiev is a great character to kind of move past Misha and look at the back line, right? Also very good against the Lucio. If you are able to hit the W, Lucio skates away, bounces right back. You can cage him up, and he's stuck inside of it. So I like this a lot. It's funny that Leoric pick, while it's not Mathiel, which we saw so successfully played last game, it is another character that can soak the offlane very well. And that's going to allow Varian, Stukov, and now this Maiev, again, to look for those picks, look for those skirmishes, kind of in the middle of the map. And, they may be able to find kills on Lucio. They may be able to find kills on that Rexxar even. While the Lucio can skate away, they have enough lockdown, I'd say, pre-10 especially, to get that level lead, the level and a half lead, even just half a level. The Sylvanas as well, pushing that bottom fort. If there is a situation where Granit gets bottom fort before level 10, this game is going to be definitely favored for them. I'm going to give this to Granit. This comp, I think, came together really well with that Maiev pick. I'm not sure why the Rexxar, I understand why, but it may not be enough, right? There's not enough damage. I'm concerned about Chili Mountain's damage, and because of that, I'm going to give it to Granit.
Alrighty, McIntyre, thank you for your words of wisdom, and we'll see you at the end of Towers of Doom, my friend. As we get into this map number 5 and our first best of 5 of the day, we got Granit Gaming on the left-hand side trying to find their first win of Heroes CCL, and we have a pause actually coming out. So we'll go ahead and wait a few seconds on introducing these teams. And you know what? I'll go through my breakdown of this. I believe that Granit Gaming should win, so I'm going to bet on Chili Mountain. Now, realistically, though, Grubby, I just think that there's a really strong engagement that could happen from the side of Chili Mountain. The Diablo with the Shadow Charge. You've got Lucio push off for some slowdown, some sustained chase, sustained damage of Diva if she's in the fight. Rexxar Misha, I feel like Rexxar Misha will actually be in the core 4, so that but the charge for more setup CC is really, really strong for Chili Mountain. So I just think there's a lot of layers to the Chili Mountain composition that can shut down Granit Gaming, and it's on the side of Granit Gaming to, I feel, kind of prove me wrong. While we're waiting for some little player pause to happen here, what are your thoughts, kind of waiting for this load in?
So we have a solo assassin of Tychus, which normally is not good as a solo assassin. We never ever call Tychus a hypercarry because hypercarries are mobile. He is. Have blow up. He is. But also have AoE damage, switch target potential, and follow up after follow up after follow up damage. Cassia has this. Vala has this. Li Ming sometimes, but not Tychus usually. So that is interesting. And what you do have is the Misha chase potential, the Lucio, the Diva. There's a lot of chase. So if you can go from one side of the map to the other, the Lucio Tychus team with the triple front line can get a lot of damage done over time. It is bursty on a single target, but not on the second, third, fourth, or fifth. So you need a lot of time. You need to chase. But Towers of Doom is a map that doesn't really create that space. Yes, the lanes sure are deep, but they never get any deeper than they are when it starts.
Exactly.
So I don't think there is that space for Chili Mountain's draft to follow up. And then you look at, okay, who do you blow up with Tychus? Well, Varian has parry, 2 charges, doesn't take any minigun damage unless he's silenced, which there's almost none of, maybe some stuns. Leoric can Haunting Wave away. Sylvanas can use her E to get away and get her own cleanse. Maiev has Avatar of the Vault of the Wardens. So you've got 4 people that can self-cleanse or don't die, with Stukov way far playing from the back, And I think we have not just a bit of a better draft for Granit, but a much better draft. But I've been wrong before. Maybe there's things I don't see about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 32-0 victory for Granit based on this draft, if it plays out correctly, according to what I think are the separate draft's strengths.
There's a lot of if and or buts kind of loading into this game number 5, and there's a lot of tension from both of these teams, but we're going to get you right into the game right now. We've got everything loaded up, and let's see if Grubby and I are correct or wrong. I mean, or which of these casters are right or wrong. Let's get into the who's on what side. As we've got Granit Gaming on the left, we got Ty on the Sylvanas, Skoog on the Varian, Somgard on the Leoric, Ultralisk on Maiev, and Henning on the Stukov. The right-hand side, we're looking at Chili Mountain, Azerite on the Tychus, Banana on the Lucio, Gia on the Diablo, Burgult on the Diva, and Make playing the Rexar. Now, Grubby, we've gotten your thoughts on this, so I think we can just go actually for the first time in CCL. We can just sit here and just watch. We'll sit in silence. We won't cast anything. This is usually where you
Thanks for the pause.
Yeah, we'll get a nice little pause. We got to chat about everything, but it's an unfamiliar start on Towers of Doom. Usually it's the rush towards bottom lane, but there's a lot of movement in this top to bottom or top to mid lane. It's just interesting. It's interesting to me the way that these teams are playing this. Maybe there's a little bit of nervousness going into Game 5.
Yeah, it reminds me of the final match in the best of 5 in RTSs. In Warcraft 3, not in SC2. SC2 can be very cheesy. It tends to go to very long games because people play safe as they protect their lead, as they protect how close they are to the victory. SC2 changed that because you can get such build order advantages if you play something very risky and aggressive. But Warcraft 3 wasn't like that. And HOTS, Towers of Doom, same. Safety can pay off as you wait to see if the opponent makes a mistake.
Towers of Doom also is my favorite map to end any sort of best of series on, due to the fact of just, it's not, and we haven't really seen that in this series itself, but, take one good fight, rush core. There's a lot of, you really got to play the map out, and so I think you just get a lot of interesting moments on a map like this, a lot of back and forth. Burgult is hovering around this top, does show vision that the enemy wants to steal this, but what vision is not provided is that the enemy team was all in the other side of the bush as well. Gia comes in with a fire stomp, but realizes, Diva, you're dead. I'm out.
Yep, and Gia goes away. Maiev Ultralisk again is just incredible. And you ask yourself, who's going to kill Maiev? He didn't die last game. 50,000 hero damage, 5+ last hit kills, lots of setups, never died. Who can kill Maiev this time? There's some CC, but not really anyone that can catch up with him and his mobility. I think if Ultralisk plays well, Granit can really run away with this game. And like I said, I'm expecting a 32-0 or so for Granit. I know that's a crazy, not very likely prediction usually, but I think their draft can do that. However, Chili Mountain gets their first turnaround kill. They catch the Leoric in the rotation. Here we go, Tom.
The game does continue onward as we see our first objective phase. Triple altar, this is fairly standard, the only kind of RNG from it. Ooh, great push off to pull Skoog away as they went in for the charge. Diablo steps in, gets the shadow charge, a lot of setup, but Grubby, this is kind of the conversation you and Mac had brought up, and I'm starting to see it as well. Is there enough damage from Chili Mountain into Granit Gaming? Doesn't look like it right now.
I don't think so. And when you think of what does Maiev like to play into, and actually she can play into all kinds of things. She doesn't like CC very much. There is some, but not the most ever. And also, she loves having a lot of big bodies on the enemy team so that she can get constant fan of knives and Naisha memento resets. And there's even 6 bodies. They're all really big size. Tychus has a large collision size. Rexar, Misha, Diablo, Diva, enormous. Only Lucio is small. So it feels like Ultralisk can just pop off.
Trade onto the altars for the top left and the right. The bottom or the mid will persist right now with 7 talents here looming on both sides. Gia goes in with the shadow charge onto Ultralisk, who gets the vault of the Warden to disengage, and Diablo goes down. Banana on like 2 HP, well, more like 200 HP, is able to wall right away. No setup. Actually, Varian doesn't have taunt for 11 seconds. I thought he was going to be able to charge on to the Lucio. Misha Bear will go down 3-1 in kills, but if you want to really break it down, let's see. Hold on really quickly if I can see how many Misha deaths there have been. There's actually been 4 Misha deaths, so that's 1 kill into Rexar technically.
Maybe that's all the Yeah. That's true, yeah, because Marcus Rexar never died, right?
I don't think he has. I'm like 99% sure we didn't see a Rexar death, but is there an invade into this camp, Grubby? They know.
Boombox is scouting.
Okay. No activation, no dive in right now. Henning did have the weighted pustule to scout, but one sapper charges in. Umbral Bind will pull Gia back. Misha
Nice
steps
dodge.
forward onto Tai. Once again, though, Chili Mountain's the one who looks like they took the most damage with Gia at half health.
We've never heard Granit Gaming on comms yet. When they had MyIntyre, I'd definitely love to get in there at some point. Someday we should, by the way, get into comms at level 1. We've never done that before either. Wouldn't that be funny? Like
the literal
level
start
1
of the game.
rotations.
Yeah, you know, that's a very good idea, Grubby. We'll have to do that for one of the series this maybe this weekend. That'll be a good kind of jump in point. Maybe if there's a show goal or something crazy.
We don't do player intros. We literally just, as soon as the game loads, we pop over.
Hey, they're told to expect us whenever, so we'll see if that's a time to do that. A lot happens in this engagement. We're not finding a kill just yet. There was a taunt that went out. Diablo had a lot of CC. Big burst onto Tai right now, and Sylvanas does go down. Mech Explosion from Burgold. Ultralist trying to back off with one fan of knives. A lot of damage into the Varian as well from the Mech Explosion. And this single altar phase is looking real good for Chili Mountain. Maybe we'll find parity on the map, 32-32.
Nice kills by Chili Mountain there, getting a double kill on Sylvanas and Varian. Ultralisk had to leave because of the Diva mech. There goes my... well, no, it's still possible.
It's still possible.
But Chili Mountain gets the channel, and they got a bunch of good kills there. Diablo also has full souls. He has Soul Shield, and that's going to keep him alive really well against MyIntyre and Sylvanas. Sylvanas going for the single target damage. Presumably at level 13 will be picking up the bonus auto attack range and some extra damage. Is holding his level 10. Will this be a mind control? Will this be a wailing? I would imagine wailing. Lol. Nice tomb. Oh, it is mind control. Let's see how he uses it.
Apocalypse from Diablo, flailing swipe from Henning as well will come out to force back the enemy team. Micro Missile slowing down, and a boost in, pushing everyone into this little corridor. The Warden's Cage comes out from Maiev, and we have just so much value from the level 7 Alun's Wrath, all those Starfalls coming out, and Chili Mountain will lose 2 heroes. Diablo will have their souls reset, so they're already respawning, and the camp to be grabbed by Granit Gaming, pushing and pressuring out top lane, with the next altar phase being top left and right on this Towers of Doom map. Granit Gaming answering any question Chili Mountain's throwing at them. Is a reverse sweep possible?
It is, I mean, it is possible. It's 32-32, which is still close. But the fights look a certain... Oh, nice! Shadow Charge on the Sapper. Why not?
Okay.
Mind control's available. Where is Tai? He's going back already. Ultralist, 24,000 hero damage. The most anyone has in the game right now. Even more than Tychus. 0 deaths still as well. So Ultralist definitely doing what you would expect of him in this game.
Waiting to see where my mind control comes out, because it was picked up by the Sylvanas, and I am... Yep, it's going to be a trade on altar phases. So unfortunately, Grubby, I'm sorry, your predictions are incorrect. You're going to need to pay the league fines.
10 cute points.
Yeah, you're going to need to give over some Storm League points to HeroesCCL.
All right. Only when fairly won, though. You're going to have to beat me.
Oh, well, that's never going to happen, so...
Oh, fight happening. Skog using a charge on Lucio to try and walk out the north side into the Nitrous from Diva, actually. So keeps him there for a little bit more. But he gets away. And things are really heating up here. It's level 13, almost apiece.
13 talent here, and our next objective will be spawning soon. Single altar in the bottom of the map. No one having control, but a taunt from the Varian onto Lucio, and Tomb comes out. Lurking Arm, Apocalypse from Diablo to try and slow things down, but the Lucio has already been picked off. Ultralist trying to back off from the sustained damage of Azurite. Gia is very low. Misha goes down. The damage over time won't be enough, but Leoric, do you have enough for a Wraithwalk? No. The Hawk...
He just used it.
The Hawk will be slowing down... Wait, Scoop. Okay. Just looking for Siege.
Just any map hackers? No, nobody knows he's there. All right. Nice try there to get Gia. Actually, the long pitch from Henning at level 7 could have got him if he angled it to hit, but it missed. I mean, it was a nice try is what I'm trying to say. He had the reach, just a really hard skill shot, plus he can dodge it. But still, another kill for Granit, as the next objective spawns in 5 seconds. Diablo is back though. He's got a few souls back from the shadow charge, 27 already. He gets entombed.
Entomb will connect. Gia trying to find some way to get out of there. Lurking arm from Stukov was present as well, so a little DIY buried alive pre-level 20. We wait here for the channel from Varian. He actually just gets the charge onto Misha. I think Misha will be the interrupt here, unless Misha gets taunted and CC'd. Misha goes down, but the micro miss to stall things out. Commandeer Odin will be coming in here, Grubby.
Oh yeah, Odin comes in, the Boars as well. There's a slow. They're looking at Varian. He's kind of hard to kill, as Odin shoots with relative impunity at Maiev and friends. But he is the only assassin, and Misha is dead right now. And
Apocalypse, mecha explosion, taunt from Varian. Varian actually tries to protect himself with a parry, getting out of that mecha explosion. Gia goes for the channel, doesn't manage to continue to do so as the Entomb comes out from Swamp Grotto, who's very low on this Leoric, who gets picked off. Misha will go down as well. Gia so very low. Scoop trying to find the last little bit of damage, but the kill will be stolen away by Sylvanas. Ty doing a great job of getting some of these last little hits here and there. Ultralisk looking for an Umbra Bind into Azerite. Will connect. Varian with the charge. Steps up and finds the kill. Banana looking to chase him onto Skoog. And Skoog gets the taunt. The taunt still means you get attacked, unfortunately. And Rexar goes down. Stukov gets picked off. This is an absolute insane bottom lane altar phase. Banana still playing over here on this Lucio. Burgled is going to find the sustained damage, but the mech goes down. Ultralisk has the Bolt of the Warden, gets the well tap. Leoric is going to find the Diva kill. I cannot believe what we are watching right now, Grubby, as Banana will stall out one more time. Ultralisk looking for the engagement. Umbral Bind, great Entomb on Banana. Umbral Bind won't be connecting.
how did that not pull him in? Did it not connect?
I guess no.
Oh yeah, it's still active.
It is,
you can
yeah.
see it
I
now.
just clicked
Umbral Bind
it.
is. I guess he was just too fast. But dude, that was sick. Like Lucio gets a kill while taunted, and then he high fives Diva in the mech. It pops. He high fives the pilot again because it's classified as a new hero. Therefore, Diva stays alive for a bit more. Does end up going down, but what insane Lucio moves there. Banana Age living on the other side of the map. Really cool fight. We do have Granit winning that objective finally and getting the channel, but
apparently,
God, what a cool fight.
McIntyre was actually watching this, and we'll have him break down what happened a little bit later on that one, because he's already got all the details for us, but we have a fight breaking out. Apocalypse, Warden's Cage, Commandeer Odin, everything on the battlefield. Charge from Diablo onto Stukov will yield the kill. Diva mech falls, Diva pilot falls, Diablo falls, no souls are reset. Make very low, will use the feigned death to buy some time, but in that time, the Sappers do come in through the bottom lane. Make so very low, goes down to the Lion's Mane.
Banana!
But Banana is smurfing over on the Lucio. Ultralisk should go down, does end up getting picked off. This is an absolute insane fight. Skoog, is there going to be a taunt? Not for 6 more seconds.
So Banana is actually the second assassin on this team. Okay, I get it.
That.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to go back. These are 2 slow fools. I think with he doesn't have reverse amp. Oh, he's losing a lot of damage without that. He just gets 5 extra armor from Boombox, which doesn't do anything because he's got the wall ride slip talent at level 13 anyway. Dude, if he had reverse amp, he would have killed them both, I think.
The main assassin, Lucio. The side of Chili Mountain will take 10 shots here. There's no way Chili Mountain can rotate to either of these altars in bottom or left, or the bottom or the left-hand side quick enough. So 10 into the right side core, 3 into the left. We're sitting at 25 to 14 in core health. Boss isn't really a consideration. Maybe it's actually a consideration for Chili Mountain so they just don't lose any more damage, but it's kind of a hard call that I've seen a lot of teams are kind of fairly split on, where it's like, well, you know, it's not game ending, so not a consideration right now. Bottom lane really needs to be recapped on the side of Chili Mountain, and I think that's really their goal. Will it be possible? I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Mind control miss. Skog actually taking a lot of damage. They need to get out and reset. Will Chili Mountain allow them? There's the boop, the sound wave by Lucio, and this lacks real threat. This MyF combo because Variant's already dead.
Henning is going to get split from the team. Henning goes down. It's a double kill for Chili Mountain. No announcement of the altar phase just yet, but with the double kill had, this should be Chili Mountain able to get the bell tower converted. But they're going to go for the aggressive bell tower conversion. Diablo goes for the sapper camp grab. I kind of like this a little bit here, Grubby. You grab this bell tower, you get the sapper camp as well. You back off, clear out your own bell tower, go for the objective phase, look for 10 shots of your own to find parity on this map. But that's a long ways away. We haven't even had the announcement for the objective. And, oh, okay, so that's actually kind of okay for Granite Gaming. Varian should be able to get back into position, but the Stukov is going to spawn a few seconds after this objective phase.
Oh, that's rough. That makes this very difficult. Especially since you will be going via a very predictable side that Diablo can abuse. If you come from the center, through the teleporter or anything. Maybe Granit just grabs the boss and gives both objectives. Would that be terrible? You take top forward, you grab the boss, you give both.
I feel like that is exactly what you're talking about, because we can see MyF starting out the boss. Leoric will push in the bell tower. So let's see, 25, we go down to 21, so 4 shots only rain in. Wait a minute, I'm not... Okay, yeah. Sappers, wait, Sappers as well. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think they took 4-3 from because they just took top fort before bottom fort was recaptured. So top 7 shots from the objective.
Top lane Sapper goes through. So 5 shots from
one, right?
One Sapper went through. Boss comes through as well. So 5 shots into Chili Mountain core. But after that objective phase, 11 damage goes into Granite Gaming's core. I don't feel
10,
like that's...
I think. All right.
Because
was it 11?
It was 25 to 14.
Okay. Okay.
I'm getting better at my caster.
Buried alive on Misha. That's just mean.
Is it? No. It is buried alive. Okay, I did see the lurking arm as well. I thought it was DIY buried alive, but nope.
Oh, DIY. Yeah. That could work. Maybe a reason not to take that.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen the Burning Despair quite a bit lately with these auto attack based Leorics. Not the case here. Bottom lane does have control for Chili Mountain. Top lane in control of Granite Gaming. So the map is fairly equal. And a single altar will... Oh, no, it's double altar will be coming up next. Map...
Bottom bell towers are so important to be able to
yeah.
even fight over mid and bot objective. Let's jump into Granite before it's too late. This could be the final moment in the game, and we want to hear their MyF calls.
Into Granite we go.
Hey, I think we go.
Yeah.
We're pretty far.
I got his Q.
In the back.
Can we kill Misha?
Okay, he was low, but he's gonna bomb soon.
Look Misha here.
Yeah.
I taunt him, yeah.
Nice.
Wait, taunt 15 seconds.
We walked the Steve Eyes.
Combo in 10 too.
I will hold him. Okay, the others on me.
Yeah. They
I'm
booked
going
it.
on Diablo.
Yeah.
Kill Diablo,
Yeah,
I zoned the
what
rest.
the-
I zoned the rest.
Care. Play slow.
Come
Your ship is split.
Come this way.
Come to me.
The
Come
tanks
to
are
me. I will
topside.
get engaged here, maybe.
Combo here.
Oh yeah! I taunt on it!
I'm holding Dibbles, he blinked.
Yeah.
Banana as well, banana as well.
I'm super fine here.
He's gonna bomb. Can we get him? Okay.
Diablo, turn on Diablo.
He's capping both.
Get him. It doesn't matter.
I have taunt on this guy. No, I don't.
Can we
cap
get
here?
bot stuff? They're dead. We don't cap this yet.
Yeah.
We just walk in and take this. I tank it.
Someone come here, then I can go technically.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Wait, where do we go? I think here.
Hey, Stuko will save
yeah.
it. T.
Amazing shot calling coming out from Granite Gaming throughout that team fight, being able to just switch to a new target, blow them up, and control the engagement. I'm liking what we're seeing from Granite here. This one bell tower won't end the game, but they're trying on the side of Granite to get as much damage into the enemy core as possible without having the respawn timers be against them.
I think you could... Oh, almost got Diablo. That was sick. I think you cap it already. Okay,
lane.
they lose top even as they take bot. So how many shots is this? 5?
Yeah.
That puts them on 4? Yeah, that's pretty much all you want.
Boss is,
4 should normally be enough.
Boss is up in 140-ish, so we have a little bit of playtime until then. Everyone should be up, but next altar currently threatens Chili Mountain series.
How long until the next objective when one ends?
Like probably like I think it's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But Misha goes down. Gia gets pulled in by the Umbral Bind. Big red button value from Odin coming out. Gia gets slapped by the Stukov, but the sustained damage
out of the tomb.
I know, out of the entomb. Walls, lol. This is absolute insanity, Grubby. Granit Gaming.
It looks like Granit might be able to complete the reverse sweep, which is the second time, the premiere of their own victory, as they are 0-4 in matches. If they manage to get this with Diablo dead, it doesn't come at the most opportune time. He will be back in time, most likely for the objective. Like if it starts in like 5 seconds, the timer, it will be really rough. But that moment has passed, so he will be back for the objective. He will be back for the boss.
What is the play from Granit Gaming? Because they can go either way. They can go to bottom lane altar, or they could go boss. I actually wonder if Granit goes for the big 3D chess play and they leave one bot and delay things out and pretend like they're feigning bot and then just go boss with the rest of the team. I don't know. It's going to be a tight one here, but here's the announcement of the Bell Tower phase. 7 seconds on Diablo Death Timer. No souls, but 16 currently stacked up for that large lad. But it seems like Granit Gaming, they want to go ahead and anchor for Sylvanas. Leoric will slow things down. Varian will slow things down. Ultralisk will slow things down. It's all Sylvanas getting the channel. And she's showing on the minimap as well. I do believe she stepped around that big entomb onto a couple members. Boss is back up as well. Stukov, no one actually on the channel. Mind control onto this Diablo. He's getting shredded right now. Scoot comes in and finds the kill here, Grubby.
Yeah, you can just peel off now and get bottom altar in the confusion if you dare, or you just focus on the team fight since you cannot lose the game as Granit. They already have one kill. Maka is getting pressured by Swamp Grotha. They get the kill. That's a double kill. That should be it. Granit Gaming potentially with their first victory here in the CCL as Chili Mountain falls after a 2-0 lead. They lose another one. That's going to be it. Granit Gaming now stands for GG as they get their first best of 5 victory here in a reverse sweep.
Granit Gaming will find the channel. Henning has this here, and that is going to be GG from Granit Gaming. They get a pentakill to close out game number 5. That was a hard-fought series, a really good game number 5, and all in all, congratulations to Granit Gaming. They were able to, well, put together some really good compositions. This was the conversation we had 4 weeks ago where Granit had those couple wins against Diamond Hands, losing in game number 5, but I complimented Granit Gaming on putting together a synergistic composition that didn't have to play off of heroics. And I feel like even though there were some wombo moments here from those heroics, Grubby, I really did feel like Granit Gaming from game 3, 4, and 5 really played around what the kits were within their compositions rather than playing around what kind of big, flashy, heroic wombos we can go for.
Yeah, definitely 100% agree with you there, Bahamut. Even in this moment of triumph, though, there's still a moment of I think, how do you call it? Sobriety required, as we realize that Granit still hinges on 3 central picks: Kerrigan, Stitches, and Maiev. I mean, Ultralisk damage there looked insane. 87,000 hero damage. It's what you would expect in this draft. It's still around these 3 picks, but perhaps McIntyre, if you don't have the full macro power of some of the best teams, perhaps building out lethal weapon after lethal weapon after lethal weapon can be enough?
Yeah, we saw it here. Granit was able to take the win with building a comp around a certain character or player, or even 3 characters in this case, and hunting the map down with those 3 characters, right? Able to find the picks when they needed them. The game is so close. It was actually, you were talking about it in game number 5. Teams tend to pull back a little bit, be a little safer. And it was like, I think level 11. Both teams have 32 damage. Everything's even, dead experience. Like it's so close. And then we have this crazy team fight that happens in the bottom lane. Granit able to come out on top. You feel like they have the advantage, and now all of a sudden Chili Mountain makes a crazy play, gets both double forts. You're like, okay, they got it locked up. It's Towers of Doom. Having double fort on Towers of Doom is insane. And then we have this big fight. It's actually probably the game-winning play from Henning, hitting a combo. I want to say it was on Tychus, but able to find the pick on that middle shrine. They end up winning the team fight because of it. They get back control of the bottom. They hold on the shrine even. And that bottom shrine control allows them to get the last channel there in the bottom lane to win the game. So a really, really well-designed game there from Granit, able to take a reverse sweep.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. We're gonna get a little.
Yes, you're coming through.
We're gonna get an interview going here in just a second, as you all might have heard. But actually, no, I think we're here and ready to go. Welcome in, I believe, Henning. Congratulations. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't get told. I didn't get told. I you know what? I rolled the dice. I tried my best. Anyways, congratulations, Swampgrada, on your victory. How you feeling after game number 5?
Sweep, and now we're getting no, we lost the reverse sweep the other time, and now we're actually getting it. So next time it's a 3-1 and then 3-0, right?
Oh wow, okay, all right. Well,
then,
with that, let me
how it works, right?
Oh, absolutely. Let me throw it over to Grubby for a couple questions to you, Swampgrada.
Yeah, Swampgrada, you're scaling. You've had 2 weeks to practice. I've been a little critical sometimes of you guys' draft approach. You started with Judgment, Leap all-ins in Playday 1. You have had comps around Kerrigan and Stitches, but when not getting those, it's been rough. You've been team fight oriented. But today, you've added another lethal weapon to your guys' kit. You not only have you got the Kerrigan and Stitches, but you have Maiev as well, which was partially instrumental in your victory. But you've also started drafting teams that can do various different things. Play macro, play micro. Have the 2 weeks of practice been good for you guys' confidence? Or did you guys just go in here like, oh no, O2 again, this sucks, and then just suddenly found a spark of power to get this reverse sweep?
I mean, it's kind of everyone gets super down after we get 2 games down, but then we win 1 game, and then it's like hard scaling in momentum. But we gotta work on some stuff, obviously, because we know how to fight, but everyone sees that we're kind of running around doing nothing sometimes. But yeah, I think just picking more comfort for us is what's gonna work. I think we forced a lot of comps that we don't really want to play because they like work good together, but not really comfort for ourselves. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are looking at heroes that other teams aren't looking at as much. And is it difficult for you to struggle around having these comfort picks that work well for you, that you can play like crazy, like few other teams can, but not being able to do what is expected of you, like, playing like a standard meta comp? You just don't enjoy it as much, therefore it's hard. Is it tough to get that balance?
I think like most of the time, people just want to play what they want to play, and I think a lot of our comfort heroes are towards the meta, but a lot of times when we like suggest a pick or something that's good, then it's like, no, we don't play that. We don't play that. Like Greymane, for example, it's kind of good hero, but we don't play that. It's just, I think drafting comfort for us is good. Like that's why people are banning like the Stitches and Kerrigan as well, because Skog and Ultra is performing really good on those.
Very interesting.
So,
McIntyre. Oh, please. Sorry.
No. You can go. Hi.
No, I just wanted to give an opportunity for McIntyre to ask you a few questions as well.
I think my question would be, game number 3 starts up, Tomb of the Spider Queen. You guys are getting caught left and right. It almost had seemed at that point that you'd given up in the series and assumed that the game was over. And then we see an ignite happen in the bottom lane where they decide to dive you in the fort, past the fort. You're able to pick up a few kills and kind of get some momentum back into the game. Like, how important was that for you guys mentally at that point, right? Like, is that why the reverse sweep happened? Like, was it just a blessing in that moment?
I think we just, or actually that moment, like they called for me to care, but I just like said, they're griefing, and my team came to sweep up. But that was so good though, because I think if they kept playing it correctly, they could like had, instead of killing me, they could probably have 2 forts down, first pain,
Yeah.
But then we just took over the map, played with the comp we had, the ways we were supposed to do it, which we're struggling with sometimes because we like to fight so much. So yeah, we just gotta stick to what our comp is good at and execute it. We'll see. Scaling.
See, your team called for you to care, but you were actually 5-heading, not just tongue in cheek. Because they should have just get the double turn in, but you're like, if I just position myself here, I overextend.
A little bit
Very
too soon,
smart.
not too much, but just right, you know.
Sometimes you
The
gotta
CPX
feed
trade.
to win. Sometimes you have to feed to win. Swamgrata, thank you so much for joining us for the interview. Before you run out of here, I'd like to give you the opportunity to have the floor for some shout-outs. So by all means, any shout-outs the floor is all yours.
Shout out to my team, sticking together until we got this win. You know, can be rough. Shout out to Granit, because now we might actually get some map wins. And what else? Team, Granit, CCL, casters, production, and chat, of course. There you go. There's all the shout-outs.
Thank you so much for joining us for the interview. Congratulations on your victory up against Chili Mountain, and we'll see you next weekend for more Heroes CCL. Swamgrata.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
See you soon, my friend. Wow, a very explosive first series of week number 5. After that week off, there has been a lot of practice, and Granite Gaming will take their first win in a reverse sweep fashion up against Chili Mountain.